Steve Rogers making that decision to stay in the past to go meet up with his girl, Adrian, Peggy Carter, to finally get some skins. That decision is what caused the multiversal incursion that resulted in the deaths of Victor Von Doom's wife and child.
Talk about control, right? It's like how psychotic you have to be. I mean, everybody's gonna die, but you simply don't accept that your wife and child died by whatever means.
Right.
So first you got to figure out what event led to her death. Then you got to stop the event from happening. That's insanity.
But it's twofold, though, because not only did he cause the deaths of Victor's wife and child, he caused the multiversal incursion that killed a lot of fucking people. And it may have started this whole, this whole incursion issue where it's just planets colliding.
Okay, there's that.
You know what else is insane, Adrian? We have been doing this. What is this? It's this right here. Every motherfucking week now for 3 years. Can you believe that shit? It's been 3 motherfucking years of another week, another banger. You had to rewatch these, right? Pick one of these shows. Is it She-Hulk or is it Secret Invasion? All right. Welcome to Only Comics. I'm Mike. That's Adrian.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
I thought we had good weather coming, dude.
No.
I don't know what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Last night my heater kicked on because I typically don't even turn it off.
Right.
Because when spring happens, it gets above my threshold.
Yeah, it doesn't get cold
and then
enough.
It just doesn't turn on.
Right.
And then, but every once in a while, these days have come by. I woke up this morning, I'm kicking the covers off and shit. And I'm like, what's the fucking heater's on, dude?
Yep.
I'm like, this is insane.
It is insane, dude. You know what else is insane, Adrian? We have been doing this. What is this? It's this right here. Every motherfucking week now for 3 years. Can you believe that shit?
What's that? 156 episodes at least?
Somehow it's 159. So the dates, this, that. I don't know.
Sure.
But all I know is it's been 3 motherfucking years of another week, another banger, Adrian.
There we go.
It's a lot of banging.
That's a lot of banging.
So Only Comics is 3 years old, Think about, do you remember when you were 3?
No.
No, me neither. I'd imagine that I was probably like, working towards potty training, peeing on Cheerios and shit like that at 3. No?
You're old for that.
Okay, I was already wiping my own ass.
You should have.
Possibly.
Been.
Okay.
You should have.
All right. I don't remember. It's a long time ago. So that means that Only Comics can wipe its own ass. There we go. But we're going to play a game, mate. We're going to have some fucking fun today because the real name of the show, now that we've been around 3 years, I think we could officially change it to Fun with Mike and Adrian.
Okay.
But we'll put that on the back burner.
Sure.
But we're going to have some fun. So I'm going to, you know how I'd like to do. I just like to spawn these games upon you,
of course,
right? With no consent from you whatsoever.
None
but
whatsoever,
we're
okay.
going to have some fun.
Absolutely.
So we're going to play a game called Longer or Shorter, okay? No Diddy.
Okay.
I am going to name some things, and you're going to let me know if you think that the Only Comics run of 3 years was longer or shorter than however long this thing ran. That makes sense?
That makes sense.
All right. And shout out to all the interns out there, man. We got some videos from some of our followers.
Yeah.
We're gonna showcase those individuals later. We even got some flashbacks. We're gonna look at some clips, Adrian. We're look how we've aged through the years. It was something to see last night at 2 a.m. But
really?
Anyways, so the first one on longer or shorter, Adrian. Do you think that Kim Kardashian and Chris Humphrey's marriage was longer or shorter than our Only Comics run so far?
I don't even know who Chris Humphries is.
Okay.
I'm going to say shorter.
You're going to say shorter. Well, you are right, sir. That was a good way to process that. The thing is, their marriage lasted 72 days. So
nice.
Yeah, so just two full billing cycles. You pay 2 cell phone bills together and then you split up. So
what was the name?
Chris Humphries.
Sounds
He played
white.
Basketball.
Sounds white.
He was mixed.
Oh,
yeah. So, hey, what are you going to do, bro?
Well, anyway, let's move on.
The second thing, Adrian. So back in August of 1519, Magellan and his crew. Okay, we're getting into like
What
other
the
stuff, right? Oh
fuck?
yeah. So I mean, by the way, this is Only Comics. If you're with us for the first time, this is where we discuss comics and only comics, right?
And clearly some other stuff.
So, and if you want to get down with some other stuff, we got a whole nother podcast.
There you go.
We switch out these hats for tinfoil hats, and we fucking get the
They kind of look like these.
Yeah, they do. But the conspiracies fucking roll there. But
the aluminum is on the inside.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. You don't want to wear that in public and get caught, you know? So Magellan, him and his crew, Adrian, they sailed around the entire Earth, okay?
Yeah.
Do you think that run around the entire Earth was longer or shorter than our run here?
Longer.
It was longer by, let me give you a bell. It was longer by 1 month. Took them 3 years and 1 month to sail around the entire motherfucking Earth.
Yep. If
you believe the Earth is round.
Well, you can go around the Earth in a circle, right?
Okay.
You don't have to go this way.
Got it. Yeah. I always, I would love to ask those flat earthers, like, how did, Japan bomb Pearl Harbor if the world's flat? Did they sailed around all of those continents all the way around? Like, I don't know. Anyways, back on the comic side, Adrian, longer or shorter? The release, the Snyder Cut fan campaign, was that campaign, did it go on longer than Only Comics?
I don't even know what that is. I would say shorter.
No, it was longer, dude.
Really?
Yep. So sorry. Man, you on our fucking roll, Adrian.
That's all right.
Almost 3.5 years, this campaign of hashtag release the Snyder
Oh,
Cut.
that
Oh my
bullshit.
God, bring in the movie, Snyder.
If I knew what you was talking about, I would have said longer.
Okay.
Because that was painful.
It was painful.
I remember all of those
Yep.
fucking events. Yep.
You know what, Adrian? We make the rules here, so we're going to give you a bell, okay? For anyone keeping track out there, yeah, he got another bell. Fucking, from November of 17 to finally in March 21st, they released that big old pile of dog shit, Talk about some constipation.
Right.
Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. Ben was in the Snyder Cut. See, everything is connected here.
I see.
It's like that movie, what is it, 10 degrees or 5, some amount of degrees.
6 or 8 degrees of separation or some shit?
Yes. One of those things. So this is how the show works, right? If there are a few degrees of separation, it still falls under the rules of Only Comics. We can talk about it. So Ben Affleck was in the Snyder Cut, right? He got married to J-Lo, Bennifer 2.0. They got back together back in July of 22. Was that marriage, Adrian, longer or shorter than our run here?
Shorter.
Man, you're fucking good, dude.
Does any of Jennifer Lopez's relationships? I mean, come on.
That's a valid point. Their marriage lasted just over 2 years. So, they waited 2 decades to get back together. They got, oh my God, we're back together in 2 years. They couldn't even make it as long as Only Comics.
Wow.
And then the last but not least, the wait for Avatar 2, The Way of the Water. Was that longer or shorter?
The wait for, I was longer.
Oh yeah, it was fucking 13 years. So that was
nobody asked for.
Nobody asked for it. Nobody fucking asked for it. So that was our longer or shorter. Shout out to all of the interns. Shout out to all we're calling the crew, Adrian, the OCC, the Only Comics crew. It's all the people that are watching us and been supporting us for 3+ years. So what we're gonna do now, Adrian, is go back in time a little bit. Okay. So I am gonna play a clip here. And this is of, oh yeah.
Is that one?
Yeah. Yep. All right, Adrian. This is a flashback to 3 years ago, our very first episode. Attempt that DC had at the cinematic universe. I think a lot of their casting was on point.
Looked right.
Like I loved Ben Affleck as the older Batman, and he looks like Bruce Wayne.
Visually, it's perfect.
Yeah.
I won't forgive DC.
Yeah.
The movie starts with like Batman deciding to kill a man. Like he decides immediately, like
we're already off the rails,
has to die, and it's like, whoa,
which is completely out of character.
That's the problem,
because that's Batman's and Superman's crutch.
Yeah,
they will not kill people.
Right. I take back what I said earlier. I will watch Martha Wayne and Thomas Wayne die 5 more times if we never have to see Batman shoot people or use a fucking grenade or brand someone. Stand behind that take right there. Oh yeah. Imagine that. 3 years later, we got hats, our beards are longer.
Right.
But you know what? You could go back to those first shows and we weren't as polished as we are today.
Sure.
But one thing that has remained true on this show since day motherfucking one is we were going to shoot you straight. We are not going to bullshit. and we are not going to just give you the takes that everyone else has to, be part of the cool kids, right? So that we were shitting on our boy, fucking good old Martha back then. That's where it all started. So people are like, oh, you guys are just making this. Dude, we've said this since day motherfucking one. So one of the things we also done since day one, Adrian, we talk about the news and rumors. Let's get into some news and rumors.
Like Tiki.
Yes.
On his bike.
Remember those days, bro? Fucking Taika. We had Andy Muschietti for a long time. Yeah. Good old Flash, Ezra Miller. We've had moments. We've had some moments on this podcast. We've had some interesting news. This week, something that's rehashed in the news. I noticed a trend since we've been doing this show is when a movie's in production, there's all kinds of rumors, right?
Sure.
We're all fucking, this guy's going to show up, Ben Affleck's going to be there. Oh my God, Charles Xavier's going to walk. Oh, he's going to wear pants. All kinds of shit's going to happen in these rumors. And then what happens, though, is as you get closer to these movies being released, some of these rumors resurface. And when you hear a rumor like 3 or 4 times, you're kind of like, dude, that's probably what's going to happen, the more you hear. So I'm noticing a pattern, and that's happening with Avengers Doomsday. So the rumor that has resurfaced, since you all asked, is the rumor that Chris Evans, Steve Rogers, his Steve Rogers making that decision to stay in the past to go meet up with his girl, Adrian, Peggy Carter, to finally get some skins. That decision is what caused the multiversal incursion that resulted in the deaths of Victor Von Doom's wife and child. So we've heard this before. It's nothing new. And one of the things that the scooper, we talk about scoopers here a lot, this scooper said that wasn't always the plan. And they at one point, the origin story did not involve Doom having a family. He said that other versions included his parents dying, where one he believed was a reincarnation of Tony and that he belonged in the MCU. So thank God we're not getting that one.
Right.
There was a crazy idea that he was working with Mephisto, who was actually the real bad guy. Then there was another version where he was obsessed with either Pepper Potts or Sue Storm. So some of these are, pretty on brand for Doom, right?
Sure.
I mean, being obsessed with Sue Storm.
Right.
Anything associated with Reed he wants.
Oh, absolutely.
Fucking give me those kids, give me the wife,
Pepper Potts, I've never heard that one.
Me neither. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And then you have, him working with Mephisto. I don't think he needs Mephisto.
No.
I think he's going to work with someone that he can use, and I don't know if he can use Mephisto. I think it may be.
Well, that doesn't stop him from trying, though.
True. Yeah, his ego will get. But I think the best thing that I read in this rumor is that from what they're all being told right now, Doomsday will not speak about Dr. Doom and Iron Man looking alike. Doom will only be seen without his mask once or twice when nobody else is around. We've heard that rumor before.
Sure.
And that goes back to a prediction that we've made fucking a year ago when we said he's playing Victor Von Doom. So now, we've touched on this briefly, but how do you feel about Steve Rogers, they're not calling him Cap, his decision to go live some of that life, which was advice from Tony Stark, right? That potentially caused the deaths of Doom's wife, child, which led Doom on this revenge tour.
Talk about control, right? It's like how psychotic you have to be when you don't accept. I mean, everybody's going to die, but you simply don't accept that your wife and child died by whatever means.
Right.
So first you got to figure out what event led to her death. Then you got to stop the event from happening. Now, if you are a Final Destination fan, you know that death is going to find you regardless, right? Yes. It doesn't matter if you sidestep this one or that one.
True.
It's going to eventually find you in another kind of way. So he'll spend the rest of his life, assuming that's the case, he can spend the rest of his life undeading his family. Right? But the first thing is like you got to figure out you don't accept their death. Then you got to figure out what caused the immediate thing, and then what led up to that, which is okay. I figured out this Steve Rogers going back in time is the cause of my wife. That's insanity, dude.
Yeah, it is. But it's twofold though, because not only did he cause the deaths of Victor's wife and child, he caused the multiversal incursion that killed a lot of fucking people, and it may have started this whole, this whole incursion issue where it's just planets colliding.
Okay, there's that.
So I mean, but what it sounds like is this, to me, is a genius plot point. Like, and there's a lot that they can do with this, because the best villains, in my opinion, are the ones where, if you think about it enough, you could agree with at least some of their stance, some of, like Doom wanting revenge for his wife and child being killed prematurely in his mind, and also his whole planet being destroyed because some dude decided to go fuck around with some timelines. If you're on the Doom side, I mean, you could understand, right?
Sure. Oh, I definitely get it. I mean, nobody told Cap apparently that going back in time can alter the effects of
something.
Millions of people.
Right.
Just live with what you got.
Yeah.
You know what? You Steve Rogers, you Captain America. You can probably find some other ass.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, is Peggy like, really?
Not really. I mean, you don't even know what's there yet.
Correct,
right? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you could find somebody here.
Right.
That whole time and distance thing, clearly not working for him.
No.
I mean, you're talking about fucking 80 years past,
and
he still don't get it.
Nope.
So,
shit. So you gotta blame this motherfucker. You know what?
Yeah.
I mean, Steve's my boy, but it doesn't mean he don't deserve to get smacked around a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do. I mean, all jokes aside, that is what makes the most interesting movies, with these types of stories. Like when it's just cut and dry, good versus evil. Okay, I mean, you make great stories, but when there's this level of kind of nuance to it, that's what made Thanos as interesting as he was, even though, I mean, he's a suicidal this maniac, but part of his mission was to sustain life throughout the universe, right? He went a little psychotic about it. Yeah. But when you have those layers to a villain, even the Ultron thing, he showed up like AI. I mean, fucking listening right now. And his goal, his mission was to protect the Earth, and he realized, well, the motherfuckers ruining the Earth are the humans.
Right.
So best way to protect the Earth is get rid of these bitches, right? Yeah. So my point is, there's a lot of layers to this, and I think that Doom is the perfect character to carry a story with layers like that, because in the comics, there's, if you read a comic, like we say here, there are so many layers to Doom. There's stories where he may not appear as a full villain, right? Depending on, you've always said, depending on what his goal is, what he's trying to do, that really dictates where he lands.
Sure.
I mean, he's worked with the Fantastic Four and Avengers in the past, worked against them, tried to kill him, tried to help him.
Yep.
I mean, his connection, and I don't know if we'll see this in these movies with Reed and Valeria, being a child he birthed. I mean, there's a lot of layers to this character. It's very dynamic.
But you realize at the core of this that this is, so I think there's a reason why. So you got Robert Downey Jr. playing Doom, and you got Chris Evans playing Steve Rogers. Right. These are two separate characters than Captain America and Tony Stark, but you got the same two actors in it, right? So that still makes, even despite all the people that's going to be involved, you still got that two main character component.
Yeah.
Right. The Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., except now is Doom and Steve Rogers or whatever the fuck he's going to end up playing.
Right.
So it seems like they went this route. So they killed off Iron Man so that Tony Stark can play. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. can play Doom.
Yeah.
Then Cap retires so he can play Steve Rogers. So you still got the two main characters. Being the center of this whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh shit.
So, but I'm curious because Secret Wars, I mean, Iron Man was all over that. Right? So now we got two, in my mind.
You're talking about the first one.
Yes.
Yep.
So now in my mind, you got two main characters missing. You got T'Challa.
Right.
And you got Iron Man / Tony Stark missing from Secret Wars here. So anyway, I mean, I'm still open to the movie. We'll see how it goes, but it's just, I don't know.
Oh, are you falling on the side, Adrian, like some of our TikTok friends out there?
No, it's not about Robert Downey Jr. playing playing Iron Man in the past, and now he's playing Doom.
Yeah.
That's not lazy to me. I mean, I still think that's genius, but you're still moving this whole engine around these two primary characters.
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever names they go by,
yeah,
it's still the same two characters.
There is this sense out there of this, I guess, take that people have. Why are they going back to the well, per se? Like,
right.
The some people's perception is they tried this multiversal thing. It's not working. So instead of finishing this out, they're bringing Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr. back because we know that those guys are going to be a draw. That we know people are going to say, kind of exactly what you just said. Robert Downey Jr. playing Doom's genius. I'm going to see it. People that may have checked out, people that didn't go see Thunderbolts, didn't go see Captain America, Brave New World, didn't go see Fantastic Four, that there's going to be a chunk of the audience that missed those that will show up to this. So do you partly agree with, is I've seen this take out there, and I get why people say, I don't think it's the craziest thing to say. Do you agree at all that this may be them backtracking a little bit? This may be them going to what has been proven versus taking chances because maybe this multiversal phase didn't do what they wanted it to do?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 They got the people that's going to do that's going to draw the crowds, regardless of who they play.
Right.
Right. But you got the one core. Steve Rogers is Steve Rogers, whether he's Captain America or not.
Right.
Now, the only change really is the Robert Downey Jr. component.
Yes.
But he's still there.
He's still there.
Right.
Yeah. He's going to bring in a percentage of the audience. Like,
sure.
Now, two things can be true. Okay. I do agree with that. But unlike our friends out there on TikTok, I don't think that that's a bad idea. I don't look at them like, oh, y'all like a loss, right? Like, oh man, you took the L, man. What the fuck y'all? I don't look at it like that.
No, I don't either. I just think that there's still, this whole thing is really based on these two, in essence, characters.
Sure.
That's my only thing.
Right. But dude, there's some people that, that's why they suck. Or they can't admit that they fucked up. And I'm like, I don't think you have to take a step back and understand that this is a business. Yes, it's entertainment for you and me and everyone else, right? We don't, we pay, go watch the movie and go home.
Right.
We don't got to be there fucking writing the script and recruiting the actors and coming up with, the backgrounds and what cameras we're going to use. And we're not there for that, dude. We're just there for when the shit's released. We show up, we buy our $32 bucket of popcorn. We get our $26 soda, a $9 bag of peanut M&Ms. We sit down and watch that. Oh my God, look, it starts it. But that's the role we play.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But if we don't show up, and if all these other motherfuckers that checked out don't show up, we're not gonna keep getting these movies, right? Like shit gets canceled all the time.
Right.
It's called the Snyderverse, Just fucking put it in the garbage.
So, and we've had this discussion, like, inventions through time or improvements through time.
Yep.
Back in the day, before the automobile was invented, if you asked people what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse.
Right.
Right. They didn't know what the car would
bring. Put some more legs on that horse.
Exactly. Give me a fucking centipede. We'll put a saddle on that bitch.
Right.
But so the car came along and it changed things. Right. So people are complaining because they still want the horse. That's what they used to.
Right.
The horse. I want a faster horse. Right. But if they just shut up, go watch the movie, maybe they'll get the automobile at the end of this movie. In other words, they'll be transformed by the acting, the presentation, the idea, all of that stuff.
Absolutely, dude. 100%. So I'm with it. I mean, I liked this rumor when I first heard it. I like the idea of, Doom having some issue with, one of these characters from another universe. I didn't like just pop it in and ran, hey, I'm Doom, I'm gonna fuck shit up. Like, I like
I mean, he could do that too. So
he could, but I think this adds a lot to it. And this one, and I love the fact that I've not heard anyone I've heard some people say it, but anyone who knows anything, no scooper lately say that this Doctor Doom's going to be a Tony Stark variant. I think that I'm sure that conversation came up, right? Like you're casting the same guy to play both roles. I'm sure that was discussed.
Sure.
But I bet they realized real quick that that's probably one of the dumbest things we can do.
Yeah.
You know, you have Spider-Man, or I'm sorry, you have Avengers coming out in December. We're almost done with Daredevil Born Again. We're talking about that in a little bit. But something that is going to be here before we know it, dude, is the release of Spider-Man Brand New Day. This is how you know it's getting close, is when you start hearing about screenings and, you know, some insiders that now we've been doing this 3 years and we still haven't been invited to any of these screenings. We've offered our services plenty of times, right?
Yep.
You know, we would help out, right? Hey, we'll go watch the movie. You can hide my phone. We can sign whatever. We won't fucking tell anybody what happened, but we'll give you the honest feedback. But they haven't taken us up on this offer yet.
Nah.
So more of these screenings are happening. It just happened with Spider-Man Brand New Day. And would you believe that the the response so far has been overwhelmingly positive for the Spider-Man movie? I mean, I'm not shocked at all. I think that Marvel has figured out that Spider-Man formula, and thank God that Sony is allowing that to happen, because we've seen the type of dog shit they've tried to serve up and call it, movies that are in the Spider-Man universe. Things like Venom, Madam Web, things like that. So I'm not surprised at all that this movie is getting this response.
Sure.
I mean, it's what I would expect out of this.
Sure. I mean, Sony has convinced itself that it's serving brownies when it's actually serving turds.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know how that works. Maybe somebody just say, "Hey, dude, that's a turd."
Right.
Just look at it, smell it. It's shit.
This movie smells like shit.
Right. But it's interesting. What's the director? Daniel
Cretton.
Destin Daniel Cretton or whatever.
Creighton. Yeah.
Three names.
Oh shit!
Fucking serial killer, right?
Yeah.
So you will see that name again in the future. maybe not with director in front of him, but also, I mean, he just gets maniacal with this shit. What's the name of his movies? Brand New Day. 3 letters, right?
Yeah.
No Way Home. I'm just saying.
Well, this is Destin's first swing, if you will, at Spider-Man.
Okay.
So yeah.
So No Way Home is not his.
No,
right?
that was Watts. So that's interesting too. We've had a Spider-Man trilogy in the MCU, all under one director, and now they're switching gears for this 4th one, which could be a good thing.
Sure.
Like this movie, I hope that it does feel different than those first 3 movies. I hope it's not just the 4th Spider-Man MCU movie.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Sure. It should mature.
It should.
Right.
And it sounds like it. So this is, speaking of Destin over here, he released his statement not to us. He told Deadline for some reason instead of us. I mean, he could have just told us, right? Fucking cut out the middleman, right?
I don't know what's happening.
I don't know. That's why postage is so expensive right now. Dude, you know how much a stamp is right now? Someone told me this the other day. But it's like almost $1. Like,
really?
Yeah. Someone was telling me, and I don't know because I wouldn't mail shit. And if I do, it's like electronic. You go on Shopify.
I actually mailed a letter the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah. I had some Forever stamps. I got 10 of them left and shit. I fucking stuck that bitch on there.
Dude, I thought it was like 45 cents. The last time I bought a stamp, it was probably fucking 48 cents. Dude.
That was the last time I bought a stamp. Yeah.
Shit. Inflation. I mean, but you know what though? Trump's lowering he lowered the gas prices all the way up to $5 a gallon, dude. It was great. Yeah. It cost me like $100 to fill up the other day.
If you need medicine, you better get that shit now, because tariffs on medicine, since practically 99% of the shit is created in either China or India.
Right. So anyway, what does that have to do with Spider-Man? Nothing. But what Destin told Deadline was that the movie is a movie about relearning how to connect with people. And I'm really excited to put that out into the world right now, which we know that, I think what he's getting at is Spider-Man or Peter Parker is like non-existent, right? And think about how this is like losing your entire history.
Right.
Not only is it, I just lost these friends that I, met in high school. Literally nobody fucking knows who you are anymore.
It's so losing your entire history. Some people would compare that to amnesia. At least with amnesia, you also don't remember.
Right. And other people will remember. Yeah.
But in this case, your entire support system, everything that you've grown up learning, loved, everything is just gone.
Yeah.
And you know it. That's some shit.
Yeah. This is like everyone else has amnesia. You're the only one that remembers, but you can't have any type of connection with anyone about your past because they don't remember it the same way.
Right.
It's fucked. So, sound like a good movie. Be here in literally a few weeks, dude. Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
Speaking of the year going by, it's May already. This week, Mortal Kombat 2 debuts in the theater. I saw a new trailer for this. It looks like, I know you're not a big Mortal Kombat guy, but so the big change that I've seen in this recent trailer is it looks like a video game on screen. Video games, Adrian, they're fun, but they could be a little silly, right? Like it's a video game, a little playful, bright colors, comedy, like it's
sure.
And then a lot of times what happens is these games are adapted into films and they miss out on that whole tone. They make them too serious. There aren't many video game movies that are actually that good. There's more. They're getting better. They're figuring it out a little bit. But what I saw in this recent trailer with Mortal Kombat 2 is they're embracing that it's a video game. There's some over-the-top action. Shit that, you're big on when the math ain't math, and you pointed out video game movies should have math that ain't mathin'. It should not make sense. I mean,
sure.
Ratchet and Clank, dude. You ain't going to see them outside on your way home.
No.
But if it was a movie, it should look like some fucking wacky-ass shit.
Right.
It should feel fun, though. And that's what I'll say about this so far is it's looking fun, Adrian. So Daredevil Born Again. We're going to talk about this in a little bit. There was a scene, possibly a fuck up, Adrian. You remember, you're a Game of Thrones guy, right? Do you remember the whole it wasn't a conspiracy, really happened. Do you remember when everybody spotted some coffee cups in the background in one of the scenes, like Starbucks cups that made it to the actual show? Do you remember this?
No.
Okay, so I remember. I don't even watch the show, and I fucking seen this. It was, I don't remember exactly when it was, but it was a scene that someone's coffee cup got left in the background. Which, believe it or not, whenever this show took place, they didn't have Starbucks. So there was another one in The Mandalorian. Crew members were spotted like just in a random thing, fucking people holding the microphone and shit. Like, so it happens.
Sure.
There was one of these incidents that may or may not have happened in the last episode of Daredevil. So you remember when Matt Murdock showed up to court?
Yeah.
He had his little files and stuff with him. Well, he had a book with him. He had a comic book with him. He had a Daredevil Born Again comic book. So some people did spot this. Of course, I'm not gonna, and this is, why people say we're real, Adrian, is I'm not gonna lie and say I fucking spotted this. I sure the fuck did not spot this.
Oh, I most certainly did not.
You did not either.
No.
So everyone, oh yeah, no, I saw that. No, bitch, no, you didn't. And it's okay that you didn't. It's not a big deal that you didn't.
Sure.
But let's take a look. So yeah, y'all can see that. You can see it here. I actually have that book at home. He's got a little sticky note on it with a pen. So people are debating, was this an Easter egg? Like, did they do that intentionally? Or did someone just fuck up? I'm going to say someone just fucked up.
Really? I mean, because he has to prep to walk in there.
Yeah.
And he has a couple of things with him. And that book is probably the thickest of the things in his hand.
Right.
So, in order for you to stay relevant, in order for you to stay in the conversation, you got to give people things to talk about. I think it was staged. I think it was intentional.
You think it was staged? Yeah. Just for that, just so we could talk about it.
Absolutely. Just like we talked about the Watcher.
Yeah.
When in the last few episodes, it's these little tidbits of things, just like we talked about somebody fucking looking at the code for some website and going off on some link to some video.
They knew the Spider-Man trailer was coming. Yeah,
so it's those things that above and beyond or outside of the normal marketing, it's all free marketing for them. Dude.
Yeah. That is, this one is not as cut and dry. Obviously, they didn't leave the Starbucks cups as an Easter egg on Game of Thrones, or the crew member, with the camera on The Mandalorian.
Right.
This one, though, because of the fact that it's not just a Daredevil, it's not just a comic book, it's a Daredevil comic book. It's not just a Daredevil comic book, it's a Daredevil Born Again comic book. Also, to add to that, Charlie Cox actually wrote the forward for that edition of Daredevil Born Again. So he wrote the forward that's in that book, and it's no secret that when he was first casted as Daredevil, he did this deep dive into the source material to get an idea of, who the character is. So there's a lot to this one that I can go either way. I just think, like, if it is an Easter egg, why? Or you're saying it's just so we can talk about it?
Absolutely. Like, why would he have a Daredevil Born Again comic book on the set at all? Number one, I mean, I would understand a Daredevil Born Again script. Book.
Okay.
Something that he's reading off of or learning from, but a complete comic book, nah, I think it's staged.
Okay. Well, it's got us talking.
Exactly.
I guess I'm torn because part of me wants to think they just fucked us up, but you're selling me on it, Adrian. Here's why I am also leaning a little bit towards, the fact that it may have been staged is, unfortunately for Daredevil Born Again and for Daredevil Born Again fans.
Wait a minute, staged or fucked up?
Staged.
Oh, okay.
Here's why it may have been. The viewership is down this season. I read something the other day that basically half of the viewers have not returned for Daredevil Born Again. So this season's got half of the viewership is the first season. So to your point, are they now this would have been in there already, so I guess that's probably stupid theory. I'll give myself but that's a whole nother point or a whole nother topic of discussion is why has everyone checked out of Daredevil Born Again? Why only half the people showing up?
Oh, because Matt doing Boy Scout shit.
Yeah, maybe. But I guess overall this whole season, I would say that I'm enjoying the fuck out of this season. I think it's been great. I actually think this season so far is better than the first season. We'll see how it ends. But I'm also a Daredevil fan. I mean, I'm a big fan of the Netflix show. Does it have anything to do with the fact that these characters still feel so disconnected from the MCU? Like, we're talking about Avengers Doomsday. We outside of one Matt Murdock cameo in No Way Home as an attorney, we've not seen any crossover with these. So do you think that some of this audience could be like, why do I need to watch that show? These motherfuckers ain't going to matter in any of this other stuff. I'm here for the Avengers. I'm here for the Spider-Man movie. Do you think if they were more connected, these shows maybe would garner more interest?
Yeah, I believe so. Somehow they seem to have lost the attention building of Daredevil.
Yeah.
And now he's just a regular character doing something out on his own. I mean, there are people that interact with him.
Sure.
Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, but you don't have any major players coming into Daredevil's world.
Right.
Which traditionally you don't anyway. But I also think that if people are looking for that, they're not true fans of Daredevil. Right.
True.
So, I mean, you got to be a fan of Daredevil to understand that, they're in Hell's Kitchen. It's a microcosm of the rest of the world. You might not get an Iron Man or you're never going to get a Black Panther in there now.
No.
Or Thor coming, showing up, that, that kind of shit.
Yeah. But I'm like, dude, can we not get a Spider-Man? Can we not get Daredevil popping up in Spider-Man? Which we'll see. But we'll talk about last week's episode a little bit later. Speaking of Spider-Man, Spider-Noir. This show, it's an Amazon Prime show. We got your boy Nick Cage reprising his role as Spider-Noir. We know he's playing Ben Reilly, an alternate reality version of Spider-Man, of Peter Parker. This show's also been viewed, and we're getting some early reactions. It debuts May 27th, so literally a few weeks away. They're calling it amazing. They're calling it spectacular. The other thing that they said is it's Spider-Man meets Batman the Animated Series. Now, I'm a big Batman animated series guy. It's dark. It's noir. It's detective. You know, it's it's probably one of my favorite animated shows, period.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that Spider-Noir is very different than your traditional Spider-Man.
Sure.
This show is being shown in two ways: one black and white, one full color. I think this I'm going to watch in black and white.
Yeah.
You know, but hearing that Spider-Man meets Batman the animated series has me. Dude, I've always been interested in this, but it's always been kind of on the back burner. But you know, you got a face like you just ate a radish, Adrian.
I think it's marketing. To get people interested.
Yeah.
And they trying to connect this show to something that they know has been successful.
Yeah.
Because they most certainly can't connect Spider-Man Noir to the regular Spider-Man.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Okay.
But I am open to seeing it.
Yeah.
You know, and we'll discuss it after the fact. But it's just like these parallels. I'm not buying it.
Damn, you know, so you think they're overhyping it?
I think they're making the wrong comparisons.
Okay.
I don't think they're overhyping it.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage is a good actor. Kind of old to be playing this kind of shit.
Yeah.
I would have much rather have seen, you know, an earlier version of this Spider-Man Noir, not, you know, this other shit. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I could be surprised. I could change my mind after the fact. But, you know, as it stands, I just think I think they're reaching.
Damn.
And they're making unnecessary parallels.
Yep.
Why would they say a Spider-Man looks like a Batman? That's bullshit.
The old reach around, Adrian, and not in a good way. So we that drops in a few weeks. Like you said, remains to be seen. And I agree. I think Nick Cage is a great actor. He's, you know, he was Ghost Rider back in the day, which I thought at the time did a good job.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we never really got to see his Superman. That was, you know, the less of that we see, the better. I think another reason why I want to watch it in black and white is because of what you said. My man's a little old, bro.
Right.
Maybe the black and white will hide some of that.
Exactly.
You know, it's not now. We don't need 4K, bro. Give me some noir shit. You know.
Yeah.
So anyways, I am looking forward to this. You know, I hope this I hope you're wrong, Adrian, because as big as a fan as I am of Batman the Animated Series, and I'm a big Spider-Man guy, I hope this is not glaze. I hope this is accurate. So
I hope I'm wrong too.
Yeah.
You know?
But remains to be seen on May 27th. We watched a few weeks ago Ant-Man for not first time, but on this road to Doomsday. And in that movie, that movie led to Ant-Man and the Wasp, led to Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. The actress Lily Evangeline, who plays Wasp, she is she's running her mouth, Adrian. I don't know if she's running her mouth. She's saying some things. She's calling out Marvel in a way. She posted this somewhere and said that, I'll just read you what she said. She said, "I reached out to my good friend Andy Park, who was the genius behind creating the original Wasp super suit." So Park is a visual guy at Marvel, or was. And she said that, I just said, "Is it true? Is this really what's happening?" And he said, "Yeah, it's true. I've been let go." So Marvel is going through, and this is something that we talked about on this show. AI is not going to replace jobs, but people that use AI are probably going to replace some jobs.
Sure.
Right? Like and I don't say that and say that I don't feel bad for someone losing their job. Anybody lose their job, I feel bad for.
Sure.
But I'm also, I'm really aware of this being the world we live in. Right? We talked about this before on other stuff. Like,
right.
I could not agree with something, but also understand that this is the world we live in. Like, I don't think that if I drive 75 miles an hour on the highway that I should be pulled over and receive a ticket. I think that if I drive reckless, whether it's 50 miles an hour, like if I'm cutting people off, slamming on my brake, I think I should get a ticket.
Sure.
But if I'm just cruising at a speed on my own at 75, I don't think I should get a ticket. Okay. But I understand the world we live in, right?
Sure.
If I blow by a fucking police officer at 90 miles an hour, even if I'm not swerving or no one is around me, I'm probably going to get a ticket.
there's excess at different levels.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
But and what I'm saying is, even if I don't agree with that tactic, like I think, why the fuck are you on the side of the highway trying to pull people over? But that's where we live.
Huh. Actually, we don't live in that time anymore because they got cameras now.
True.
Not only do they got cameras, they have predictive cameras.
Yes.
So camera at mile 0, then there's a camera at mile 1. If the speed limit is 45 and the camera at mile 1 detects that you calculates that you got to that stop sign.
They're too fast.
Too fast, it's going to issue you a ticket.
Yes.
Because in order for you to get from mile 0 to mile 1 in that shorter period of time, you had to have been speeding.
Unless
that's
you're
where we are now.
Yes. So I had to give that, that disclaimer, because I do feel bad. I don't know Andy Park, but he apparently got let go. I feel bad for him. But then she goes on to say this. If you are a huge Marvel fan, I am. So then I'm like, oh, she's talking to me.
No.
Just take a moment today to think about them, to send a prayer up to them, to honor the people who created the world that you fell in love with. That was a human invention. These were human creations, and they shouldn't be stolen by tech giants so their robots can replicate them. I think it's disgusting and horrible, and I stand with all the artists. And Andy, I am so sorry, and I love you guys. I'm not going to do all that. But we said this earlier, it's a business, right? This is going to happen. I'm not saying that I love it, I enjoy it. I'm not, but this is the fucking world we live in.
Right.
You know that graphic artists, CGI artists weren't always a thing? Is that crazy? I mean, do you remember what they used to do for, backgrounds and things in movies? They'd have painters.
Right.
You can go back. There's a period, I think it was literally like the late 80s, early 90s. I think the movie Dick Tracy was the last movie to have these painted backdrops.
Stop motion, models.
Yeah.
Green screen, all that shit.
It evolves.
It evolves.
So when the visual artist was in demand, what do you think happened to the people that were painting backdrops?
They went away.
They went away, right? There's probably an Andy Park equivalent back then.
Absolutely.
And I'm not being insensitive. I don't know Andy Park, but I think that sucks.
I mean, that's everything. The person that used to write letters for everybody,
right?
That penmanship. The person that used to fucking typewriter.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. Think about Kodak. All the dark rooms, all the chemicals, all that kind of shit. All of that shit went away. Not only did the people go away, but the whole industry went away. And then Kodak should have been like at the top of the world. They just fucked themselves 10 ways from Sunday. Anyway.
Go try to find a 1-hour photo spot around here that's not a damn Walmart or a pharmacy.
Right.
Those used to be businesses.
Yes.
There were businesses that all they did was develop photos. Not tied to any big franchise. You could start if you started that in 1995, you probably made a shit ton of money for a little bit.
Right.
Right now you're out of business.
I think that, so it didn't sound to me, unless you got something else, it didn't sound to me like she's going after Marvel or saying anything specifically to Marvel.
No.
She's just saying that she's kind of butthurt that this happened to such a creative person.
Yes.
Now,
well,
I agree with her.
She did say that they shouldn't be stolen by tech giants so their robots can replicate them. And she said, I think it's disgusting and horrible. I think that's the part where it's her own opinion.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Now, I'm of the type where I believe in coming up through the ranks.
Yeah.
In the military, you got, so at the top of the you have enlisted, then you have officers, right?
Yeah.
You can have someone at the top of the enlisted rank, say like a master chief, 30 years, in the military, right? And you got a kid that was playing, high school football 4 years ago, went to college, came out as an ensign, and he can tell that master chief what to do. So, and I've always had a problem with that because you're green, you don't know anything.
Right.
Why am I saying all this stuff? So, if you have somebody that can build something layer by layer manually, if you just pull them aside and say, hey, dude, learn this fucking AI shit.
Right.
How much more incredible would that shit come out if you have this master craftsman now being taught a new tool to do even more amazing shit as opposed to being just shit canned.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, that's kind of like the corporate thing.
Yeah.
We don't care what your skill is. We found out this little kid over here that just got out of school convinced us that within a couple of keystrokes and a sentence or two, we can duplicate what you got. So see ya. That's where we are.
It happens. Again, I'm not saying it's my favorite thing, but it's the world we live in. I'd advise, and I do. I advise everyone I fucking talk to to figure out how to use AI.
Right.
I'm not saying it's going to prevent this, but at least have that skill. Do it now while it's still new. Right. There's you can figure it out on your own. There's a lot of other courses. There's shit you could do on YouTube, but figure out how to use AI in some way, shape, or form, or you're going to get left behind, dude. Right. You're going to look at, and this is off topic, but you remember when putting things like this on your resume were good, like are skills people look for, proficient in Microsoft Word, right? Dude, and pretty soon it's going to be proficient in AI prompting.
Right.
The same, it's going to replace that skill. I promise you.
Yeah. Once they muddle through all the bullshit that's out there, because everybody has an AI platform, in 3 to 5 years, that a few is going to bubble up to the top.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter what platform you use; it's the prompting that you need to learn.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
So even if you do something as simple as if you're afraid of it, do this: download your bank account, your that Excel spreadsheet that you can get, your transactions, right? Download that and then just dump it in the chat and say, hey, look at this and tell me how I can divert and tell me how much I can divert to my savings every month. In other words, have it analyze your spending and see how much money you can save. That's using AI.
There you go.
And then you go down that rabbit hole. And then next thing you know, a year later, you understand a completely different industry.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
We're talking a lot about Marvel. Got one piece of news about DC Studios, Adrian. So,
oh my God,
yes,
oh my God,
oh my God,
one whole piece of news.
Yep, the show Lanterns.
Love
Remember the teaser trailer came out recently,
right?
And everybody, it's not enough green. It's this, it's that. Well, they fucking removed the trailer from HBO Max, from all of DC's YouTube channels and stuff. And I guess people are speculating that maybe they're going to release a better trailer, in the next few days. So that I just wanted to, allow them to be part of the show today, and that was the only thing I could bring up. So
they're gonna eliminate Jon Stewart and fucking just have Hal Jordan in there.
Damn,
that's what they're gonna do.
Well, let's hope not. It's still being described as a story of a couple of Green Lanterns, Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan. We have a few other lanterns peppered in there, but it's really a terrestrial-based show, which is almost like True Detective with a couple of lanterns. So we'll see. August 16th, that's set to premiere.
They haven't canceled it, though.
No.
Okay.
They just yanked the trailer down because people were shitting on the trailer. So,
damn.
It's like, whatever. Last but not least, this is a piece of news for you, Adrian. Invincible, the show you've been trying to get me to watch. I did start it. I saw half of the first episode, right? So I'm getting in there. I'm toe deep. But they just confirmed this past week that season 5 of this show should land sometimes next year in 2027, and Thrag will be back, as will Dinosaurus. So I don't know what any of that means, but so that news is for you, Adrian. I know you just season 4 just wrapped up.
Yeah.
So that means I got some time to get caught up before 20. So I can.
Well, that's just going to be here sooner than you think.
I know.
So,
yeah, true.
And you got to really get in there and understand, because remember they left off with Thrag telling Mark, "Hey, we moved to Earth. We're gonna repopulate our planet by having kids with Earthlings."
Damn.
Which of course is going to change the whole dynamic of what's considered human, right?
Right.
So of course they got to bring that back in year 5.
Yes. Well, it's happening. So that piece of news is for you and everyone else that asks me every week about my Invincible. But I'm on it, dude. I'm my toes in it. So just a tip so far. All right, what we're going to do right now is what we do every motherfucking week. We're going to wrap up our news and rumors with a little thumbs up, thumbs down. So let's go back to number one. Here we go. Apparently, Adrian, Steve Rogers' decision to remain in Peggy Carter's timeline is what caused this multiversal incursion. He killed Doom's wife and child. That this rumor keeps coming up. Sounds like they're going with that. I'm going to give this a thumbs up.
Sure, thumbs up.
Spider-Man Brand New Day. They got some screenings. Some insiders are watching the movie. Not me, not you. We haven't seen it. But so far, the reactions, they're actually better than the studio's reactions. They're saying that the movie is overwhelmingly positive. It's beyond excellent. They're going, oh my God, oh my God. I guess a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
But also, what the fuck did you expect? MCU, Spider-Man, of course they're going to fucking cook, right? Is that a shock?
Wow.
We got something that may have been a shock was when all of you saw Matt Murdock's Daredevil Born Again comic book sitting on the table in the courtroom. So this was spotted. People are saying that, this is an Easter egg. Maybe they just fucked up. I don't know. I'll give it a thumbs up. I think it's got us talking, right?
Absolutely. I think that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
So you think it was intentional?
Yeah.
And I'm like 50-50 on it. I'm leaning a little bit more towards it being intentional. Something else the critics saw that we haven't seen yet. Spider-Noir, Adrian. Yeah, maybe we can fucking see shit. But this is going to premiere on Prime Video May 27th. They're calling it amazing, spectacular. Then they said it's the part you don't like. Spider-Man meets Batman, the animated series. I'm giving that a thumbs up.
Yeah. The fact that it's premiering, which is what this is about.
Okay.
Thumbs up. But this whole Spider-Man meets Batman is bullshit.
You don't like it? Keep them separate. No. Okay. Lily Evangeline calls out Marvel in a little bit, kind of takes some shots at Marvel about the fact that they're letting some graphic artists go, and she says that it's disgusting and horrible because they shouldn't be stolen by tech and giant robots. These are, human creations, these world that we all love. I gotta give this, I don't even, thumbs up, thumbs down. I give her a thumbs up for speaking her mind.
Sure.
I'll give her that. But I do think that this is like,
my God, read the room.
Gotta read the room. That's where we are. So what do you think?
Thumbs up that she's speaking out.
Yeah.
But, like you, hey, the car is here.
Yep.
You either learn to fucking drive it or it's going to run over your horse.
Right. Absolutely. And last but not least, Adrian, Invincible announced that season 5 is coming sometime in 2027. I give it a thumbs up, even though I've only seen half of one episode. But I'm starting it, and I will, before this season drops, before season 5 drops, I will be caught up. So
all right. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. You're an Invincible guy. I mean, you what was it? Last week, the hidden gem was literally like, Mike, go fucking watch Invincible.
Right.
And I'm paraphrasing.
Sure.
But that's pretty much what it was. So, Adrian, we've throughout the 3 years of Only Comics being born, we've played a lot of different games here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring one back today, and this is going to be, I think you're going to have some fun. I'm actually going to bring 2 back.
Okay.
The first one is one of your all-time favorites, Adrian. It's a game that we call What the Fuck, Rotten Tomatoes? Yes, I think you just like the name.
Sure.
But I have 7, no, I don't. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 movies here that have a pretty wide gap, Adrian, between the critics' score on Rotten Tomatoes and the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. And the way this game works, if you've never played this game with us, is we're just going to let you know. I'm going to ask Adrian, and I'll give mine, which score, if we had to pick one, okay, which one is closer to the real score, okay? So we're going to start with number 1, motherfucking Morbius, Adrian.
Wow.
This has the widest gap of all of these. The audience score, I'll start with the critics. Critic score, 15% for this movie.
Damn.
The audience score, there's a 56% gap. The audience score is 71%. Which one is closer to the... I've not seen this movie, so I got to go with your take on this.
15...
Yep.
So 15 critics, 70 what audience?
71.
71 audience.
It's closer.
Damn. Man. I'm gonna go with the audience, dude. Because because at 15, I mean, the movie shouldn't have. Well, I mean, in hindsight, the movie shouldn't have even been made.
Okay,
but I think the audience is too much, and the 15 is way too little.
Okay,
I think this should be like a bottom bar, but 15 is just ridiculous.
Okay, so the audience is closer to what you would
score. I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Now the next one, I don't think you've seen this. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Yeah.
Number 3.
I have not seen that.
So I'll take over here, Adrian. Critics score 46% and the audience 82%, a 36% gap. I'm gonna go with the critics on that one.
Mm-hmm.
That movie is definitely pretty spot on. It's about a 4 out of 10. So next up, Adrian, a movie that you and I like a lot more than most people. So I think I can predict where we're gonna fall on this. Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 49% gap between these scores. The critics gave it a 39%, and the audience gave it an 88%. Who are you going with?
Audience.
I'm going with audience. It's definitely closer to the real score.
It was actually a good movie. Black Adam was not Morbius.
Right.
It was not fucking the Eternals.
Nope.
It was not any of that stuff. It was a good movie.
Absolutely. Speaking of, the next one is the Eternals. This movie's got a 30% gap. The critics gave it a 47%. The audience gave it a 77%. I'm going critics.
I'm critics.
And then last but not least, Captain Marvel, Adrian. 34%. Now, the gap on this one is the only one that's reversed. The critics gave it a much higher score than the audience. The critics gave this movie a 79%. The audience gave it a 45%. I'm going audience.
I saw it again a little while ago.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the audience still.
Okay, yeah.
I know.
I mean, it's a solid 5.5 out of 10, right? I mean, it's
no. It's a solid 4.5.
Okay.
I give it a 5.
Okay. So audience is almost dead on then.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. That is What the Fuck Rotten Tomatoes, or critics versus audience, if you want a more, proper. I'm bringing back one more, Adrian. I got you working today, okay?
That's all right.
The next one is a game called Hit or Miss Cast. You remember this?
Oh, yeah.
I got 5 casting choices from different comic book movies. I'm going to throw these at you, Adrian. You're going to let me know, in your opinion, was this casting choice a hit or a miscast? And I've said this before, but I need to remind y'all, you can't say he's fucking wrong because these are his goddamn opinions, right? You're wrong. It's not right. These are what the fuck he thinks. You can let us know what you think in the comments, but you can't tell him he's wrong. Anyways. All right. Number 1, David Cornsweet as Superman / Clark Kent. Was it a hit or a miscast?
Miss.
Lewis Pullman as Bob or Sentry.
Hit.
Brie Larson as Captain Marvel.
Miss.
The Rock as Black Adam.
Hit.
And Robert motherfucking Pattinson as Bruce Wayne, the Batman.
I say a hit.
Come to your senses, Adrian.
No, because the fucking other choices would have been everybody over 90 years old.
Okay. Got it. Well, there you have it. Hit or miscast. Now, what you can do is if you don't agree with Adrian, you can talk all kinds of shit about him in the comments. But, you can't say he's wrong. I got another clip for us, Adrian. See, I'm prepared. This is why I was up till 3 a.m., by the way. So we just did hit or miscast. And, last week we were talking about Channing Tatum as Gambit.
Miss?
Yeah, it was that. Yeah.
Oh, we're not in the game?
No, we're not in the game. But let's take a look at this short here. This is from also this is probably 2.5 years ago. We had the table here, but we didn't have these cameras. So some of the rumored cameos, one of them is Channing Tatum. Probably Channing,
I think.
It's a mouthful.
Channing Tatum. Hey, you got to be careful of that. That's my Magic Mike. That when you say mouthful, people get the wrong impression.
Pause. Hold on. But Channing Tatum is rumored to play Gambit.
Okay.
This is a casting that you're not a big fan of, huh?
Nope, still not.
Still not.
He's too big for that.
He is big. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So now I would say from a look standpoint, like facial hair, like I've seen some mock-ups where he does look the part, but he'd have to drop like a good 40 pounds or something, lean up a little bit. And then the other rumored cameo was Daphne Keane as X-23 from Logan, which I'm a big fan of this.
Sure.
How you feel about that?
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
mean, she was badass, dude, in Logan. So we called it back then, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on the fence, but I did say motherfucker's got to lean up a little, lean down, and he did not. And you said he was too motherfucking big.
Yep. As a matter of fact, that poster there, they put his face on it, but they
slimmed him down.
They slimmed him down a lot, which
Yes.
did not translate into the movie.
Not at all. And we had Gambit on Who the Fuck Is a few weeks ago. I got a special Who the Fuck Is today, Adrian. So you see I'm wearing the X-Men shirt, right? You know I'm a big X-Men fan. I've said this several times here, that the Fox X-Men that we saw, that universe, it was good, but they never really nailed the X-Men, right? The tone, they just, X-Men 97 in one season fucking blew those Fox movies out of the water, right? A character that they fucked up 6 ways from Sunday was Mystique, okay? So on today's segment, Who the Fuck Is Mystique?
Okay.
I'm going to tell you first who she's not, okay? She is not Chuck the Shirt Cocker's adopted sister, right? She is not Magneto's silent little sidekick. She's actually old, dude. She's older than TVs and zippers. You know, I found this out that zippers, they were developed in 1913, okay?
Yeah, the thing that Chuck does not have under his blanket.
Yes. So
he's just got an open fucking shirt
cocking it like the best of them. But she's older than fucking TVs, dude, okay? So she's at least a century old. She's lethal. She's a black ops terrorist. We think her name is Raven Darkholm. We think she was born in the 1800s, but nobody really fucking knows. So she don't wear disguises, dude. She is a shapeshifter. She fucking wears you.
Right.
Her cells download your, and we're gonna break into this or dig into a little deeper, but the way it works is her cells download your exact DNA. So when you see like the leather jacket, the boo, or this T-shirt, she's not wearing a shirt. She's always naked. Her body turns into the T-shirt. So a lot different than some of these other, shapeshifters. So Azrael is not Nightcrawler's dad. Mystique is actually Nightcrawler's dad.
Oh, yeah.
So she shifted her biology to male. She impregnated her future-seeing wife, Destiny, which we're going to talk about. They were the 2-woman Illuminati together. And they did some fucked up shit. So and the empire fell, as every empire pretty much, eventually does, right? And we'll talk about why. But my point is, she is nothing like we've seen in these movies. We've seen a fraction of who she really is.
Right.
So we talked about, we believe her birth name may have been Raven. Don't really know. It's been implied that she was born somewhere in Europe in the mid to late 19th century. So over 100 years old. We don't really know when her powers manifested either. It's not recorded like most modern X-Men, right? Fucking Xavier when he was this old, fucking whatever. But we don't have that. Her history is almost as unreliable as Wolverine's past. Like, he don't remember his shit, and she's just been around for so damn long. When she was born, though, she was blue skin, yellow eyes. So, or not when she was very young.
How do we know that?
Because
if we don't know how old she is.
Well, we know that when she was a child, they basically wanted to bury her at the fucking stake because she was blue skin, So we don't know when born, what age, but at some point when she was a child, that developed and they fucking persecuted her. So, but her real origin starts when she met the mutant Destiny. Okay, so Destiny was a blind mutant who could see the future. Like that. They're making these characters, they're just having fun, right? This bitch is gonna be blind. She can't see shit, but she can see the future.
It's like the real Madam Web. She's blind, but she can see everything.
Exactly. And these two fell madly in love, so don't everybody get nervous. They're gay. Oh my God. But also, like, you don't need to take, we talk about this all the time with switching up characters, right? Let's say you want to have a gay character in your movie. Don't go make fucking Gambit gay.
Right.
Just Just use this actual origin that's right here, right? Like,
yeah.
Okay. So anyways, that's besides the point. Destiny was a blind mutant who could see the future. She fell madly in love, and for the next 100 years, dude, they were a team, dude. Destiny's visions and Mystique's whole espionage, her whole spy, terrorist, fucking black ops experience, they were fucking shit up. We're gonna get into that, but let's talk about how her shape shifting actually works. Her brain commands her cells to shift, to duplicate, and to reconstruct at a molecular level. So, kind of like Clayface we were talking about last week, she doesn't just look like you, she mimics your DNA. Fingerprints, retinal patterns, your exact vocal cord vibrations.
And apparently your body functions if she can switch from a female to a male or neutral to a male and female, right?
Oh yeah. Dude, this is she's got some skills, Adrian. And we talked about the clothes thing. Most people just thought she wore clothes. No, she's always fucking naked, but she turns her body into clothes. Okay. And she can make her skin textured to feel like leather, cotton, or arm. So it's not going to feel like skin. It's going to feel like the shirt, but it's actually her fucking skin. She is also a assassin, dude. She is a apex. She can move her organs around. She has complete control over her internal biomass. She can move vital organs inside her body. So if, Wolverine stabbed her through her chest before, but she moved everything out of the way, and then she's just fucking laughing at him like, bitch, you ain't do shit.
So when she changes into a man, does she have a dick under the clothes?
No, yeah, she makes her body, like she changes her organs into the male.
No, I understand that if she's naked, but if she's walking around town, does she go so far as to have the dick and the clothes outside?
Oh, yeah.
She just okay.
She makes a dick. Yeah. She's ageless as well, so her cells are always refreshing, always regenerating.
That makes sense.
Yep. So she's well over 100 years old, but her body physically operates like a peak 30-year Olympian. She does not age at all. Now, because she can consciously alter her cellular makeup, she can adapt her immune system, which makes her pretty much immune to anything toxic, toxins, diseases. So on the fly, she can adapt. So if you try to poison her, try to fucking, get her with some venom, try to throw some herpes at her or something, she can instantly fucking change her body to fight that shit off. She also has enhanced agility and healing. She's not like a Wolverine level, but the fact that she can control her cells allows her to heal from minor wounds pretty fast. Her muscles and tendons are perfectly optimized, making her one of the greatest martial artists and acrobats on the planet. So she ain't no pushover, dude. She can fucking throw down. Now, she does have some limits, though. She does not duplicate powers. So she turns into Cyclops. She can have the visor and shit.
Right.
But she ain't blasting no damn optic blast at you.
Right.
Same thing. She can turn into Colossus. She can look like metal, but she doesn't have his superhuman strength. So she just mimics the physical form. She's also bound by her own mass roughly. She can't turn into like the Hulk. She can shrink down to the size of a mouse. She can add some height or bulk by creating hollow spaces within her body. So it's like the outside looks like she's jacked like Colossus, but bro, there's fucking hollow spots in there.
Then how can she get down to the size of a mouse then? Because in order to do that, you have to shed mass. Unless she is just fucking paper thin and her normal form is hollow. Anyway.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I don't fucking know the answer to that one. Inorganic weapons. She can make her arm look like a rifle, but she can't shoot fucking blasts out of it, right? She can form a blade out of her arm, though, that's dense enough to cut flesh, so she can do that. Yeah. She cannot mimic complex, like, machinery or electronics. Can't do that shit either. So her cellular memory, this is how she remembers how to turn into somebody. So a normal brain is like a filing cabinet, okay? You meet someone, You put a little photo of their fucking face in a drawer somewhere, right? Over time, the photo fades, gets blurry. You know, you see the person, you're like, I know this guy, I can't remember his name. I think I fucking seen him before. Who knows? Mystique's is not like that. She doesn't use photographs. Her entire body acts like a hard drive. Every single cell is a microscopic 3D printer. When she studies a target, she isn't just remembering them. She's like downloading their source code.
Okay.
Once that code is downloaded, it's permanently saved in her cells. So it's not like that photo where she's going to forget what she looks at you. She knows exactly everything about you. She downloads that code. It's always in her cells. If she wants to turn back into someone she met in 1964, she just hits fucking print on that file and her body just turns right back into that person perfectly. Yes, she never forgets a face because her body keeps these as blueprints. I mean, just a crazy ass fucking massive hard drive. It'd be like pulling up a photo on your computer. Right. She can upgrade her own RAM. So we got limits, right? Like if we want to learn, say you want to learn Russian, Adrian, you got to study for a long time. It's probably going to take years, right? Our brains have to slowly, organically build these new neural pathways to hold that information. Sure. It can be done. Maybe some people can do it faster than others, but our brain is going to take a little bit. Mystique's brain is made up of shape-shifting tissues. So if she needs to learn a new language, she can or let's say she needs to memorize a security protocol because she's Black Ops, right? Mm-hmm. Or needs to learn how to fly a stealth bomber in 10 minutes. She don't just study it. She actually commands the fucking gray matter in her skull to shift and grow and create these neural pathways on the spot. So she's upgrading her own RAM. She can force her brain to physically expand its capacity to hold massive amounts of data. Damn. So no wonder she's a fucking master spy that never fucking fails.
Right.
I mean, I had no idea her brain was. That's insane.
I mean, think about this. So not only can you duplicate every aspect of a person, she probably has, because what that's telling me is that she also has a photographic memory. Mm-hmm. She never forgets faces.
Nope.
So she can be in any place. She can watch a video of a person, of a target interacting with people over a week.
Yep.
And go and duplicate that person and interact with everybody because she knows their names,
right.
Everything.
Yep.
So that's crazy.
And so say she wants to impersonate a Navy SEAL, okay? She can look like them, but can she fight like them? Because when she turns into this soldier, she doesn't just copy the skin, she copies everything, the density, the tension, the structure of their muscles and tendons. So because there's muscle memory, right, she's basically copying that without knowing it. And
that feels like a stretch because that's what the Taskmaster does.
Yeah.
I can understand that she can copy his size, not maybe even the strength, which means that she has to grow muscle, which kind of negates one of the first things about, she can look like Colossus, but not necessarily have his strength. But to also copy his skill, that means because skill is not just muscle memory, it's a brain activity as well. So that means that
all that.
Okay.
She can download their entire DNA. So she gets like a temporary version of their muscle memory. So yeah, maybe not the same strength, but she's gonna know how to fight.
Okay.
It's it's almost like some Neo in the Matrix shit, dude.
Yeah.
When I know Kung Fu and she fucking magically knows it. She also, this is something she has in common with Gambit, the telepathic immunity. We talked about how his brain's hard to fucking read. So mutants like Charles Xavier, Emma Frost, they read minds by locking on the brain waves. We talked about frequencies and stuff on other stuff. A normal human brain is a stationary target. It sits still, so a telepath can easily, as a fucking light work. Mystique knows this. So when she's undercover, she keeps the physical tissue of her brain in a constant micro state of shifting. So she's continuously scrambling the layout of her own mind just to throw these motherfuckers off. So it's like you're trying to read a book, right? But the pages are shuffling themselves while the ink is rearranging the letters every 3 seconds. So you can see the book, but you're like, 1 minute it says "the," then it says "go fuck yourself," then it says "you're a bitch," then it says "I like you." Like, what the hell's going on here? So she's pretty much unhackable, dude.
Right. But the amazing thing about that is, so imagine a bowl of sand, right? The bowl is your skull and the sand is your brain.
Yeah.
And the sand is constantly moving around, but you also understand that you're still sand.
Mm-hmm.
So she's able to maintain her herself.
Yeah.
Even though her mind is constantly shifting.
Right.
Because if you alter your brain, you probably kind of fucked, depending on what you alter, right?
Correct. That's how you start scooping up roadkill and fucking dissecting them or whatever.
There's that.
Or I saw this happened in our own state, Adrian. This lady got arrested for.
I saw that.
You saw that for fucking her dog, like,
well,
or someone's dog.
Allegedly fucking her dog. It was they didn't say what it was, but you can assume that, so the dog got molested. I didn't know dogs can get molested.
I didn't know that either. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then they took the dog away and examined it.
Okay.
You know, like the dog is going to be bitching about fucking.
What happened to you last night?
Exactly. I didn't do it. I got raped by a woman. So, but this real stupid thing, and I think the reason that she got found, she made a video of it.
Oh my God.
Come on, dog. I mean,
come on.
You make a video of you fucking a dog. I mean, what is that?
Right.
And it's like, dude, if you want a bigger dick, you don't have to go to the dog. Just go to get a black dude like every other white woman does. Shit.
Damn.
you that desperate?
I guess, dude. Shit. Well, you know, hopefully your dog's okay.
There's a joke. It's like 30 years old. I don't know if it was a joke or not.
Yep.
But supposedly, so this lady comes home to her apartment, right? And the first thing she does is she starts stripping. She goes in the kitchen. She gets the peanut butter. She starts smearing it all over herself, right? And she starts whistling to the dog.
Oh, God.
All right. So she got this peanut butter all over. She's calling the dog. Dog's not coming. So she's walking around the house looking for the dog. And she opens the sliding door to her living room. And her entire fucking family and friends is in there to wish her a happy birthday. And she's standing there naked with peanut butter all over her, calling for the dog.
Wow.
So what I'm saying is this is nothing new.
Yeah, okay.
But
all right. On that note, so let's talk more. I'm not even, there's nothing I'm gonna say to that. I can't just leave that one alone. Magneto. In the movies, it's a good transition. Magneto is like her damn handler in the movies, right?
Right.
That's not the case at all, dude. Matter of fact, in the comics, they don't work together at all that often. Mystique ran her own Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. That was the one that tried to assassinate Senator Kelly in, Days of Future Past. When they do cross paths, it's like rival mob bosses. They're not like fucking hanging out. One's not in charge of the other. They pretty much avoid each other. Magneto's more of a in your face, bro. He's about the theatrics. He's, the big speeches and we're going to kill everybody. Fuck you. Mystique is in the shadows, dude. She espionage, blackmail. She's black ops. She's not. I mean, if you could turn into anybody in the fucking world, you're not going to be all in everybody's face.
Right.
Magneto's out there like, bro, he's having a dick measuring contest everywhere he goes, out in the fucking skimpies and everything.
It sounds like the Sinister Apocalypse relationship.
Yeah.
So Apocalypse gave Sinister his power and all that kind of stuff, but Sinister hates him.
Yes.
Because he don't believe in his mission statement kind of a deal.
Now they respect each other, but they also respect how much the other one's a savage. Like Magneto knows she would stab him in the back for a fucking $1, and she knows that Magneto would crush her if she got in his way. Right. So they kind of respectfully, you do your thing, you do mine. Let's avoid each other. Now, Professor Xavier in the movies, he lets her live with her. Oh my God, Raven, I love you. Oh my God, he can't help himself, right? Well, in the comics, they clash. We know that Xavier believes humans and mutants can live, in harmony together. And Mystique has lived over 100 years. She thinks that Xavier's a fucking idiot for this. I mean, really, she thinks he's delusional, dude.
Yeah, and he is.
Yes. Now, and she uses that against him. She uses his compassion against him. And because she knows Xavier will always try to, redeem her and whatnot. So she she does kind of play him like a fiddle, as they say, to get access to the X Mansion, to resources, to help her when the government's hunting her. So nothing like the movies. Rogue, her adopted daughter. So this is one of her most complex relationships outside of Nightcrawler. We'll save that one for last. Mystique didn't give birth to Rogue. She found her as a runaway. She took her in. She raised her. She genuinely loved Rogue, or I think as much as a sociopath could love someone,
sure,
is she loved her more than anyone else outside of her wife. But that's not the love you're gonna want if you're someone's child.
Right.
She pretty much groomed her. So Mystique weaponized her in a way. She raised Rogue to be this heavy hitter for her Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Okay. Very similar to shit Magneto's done, right? Here's where the betrayal happened. Rogue's mind started fracturing after she absorbed Ms. Marvel's psyche. So the Rogue we see in the X-Men movies is really based on the pre-Ms. Marvel Rogue, where she has this ability to absorb life force, but she ain't flying. She's not super strong. And then in the comics, she absorbs Carol Danvers' psyche, and that's where she gets these powers.
Correct.
So Rogue's a badass motherfucker when you think about Ms. Marvel's powers, right? And then on top of that, she can absorb, your life force. Now, Mystique couldn't fix this, so that's when Rogue went to the Chuckster himself, Xavier. He's got so many nicknames, fucking the old shirt cocker.
So I'm gonna move away from the entity that changed into a man and dig down some lady to have a child to a dude that has a Kitty Pryde doll under his fucking blanket everywhere he goes.
Pretty much.
Damn.
But the dogs are safe, so that's good. Mystique looked at this like, you little fucking unloyal bitch. She hated it. You betrayed me. Oh my God. She spent decades alternating between trying to either murder Rogue's X-Men friends or desperately try and manipulate Rogue to coming back. So she, I want to kill your friends. I want you to come back. So she's fucking whack, dude.
Right.
Nightcrawler, the abandoned biological son. So you think her relationship with Rogue is toxic. Listen to this shit. Mystique is Nightcrawler's biological mother. When he was born, he looked like a little blue demon. So the villagers formed a pitchfork and torch mob to hunt them down. They did back. Oh my God.
Sure.
They cornered them at this massive waterfall, and then Mystique had to make a choice. She's like, they're all after us. What should I do? She shapeshifted into a normal looking human, and she dropped that little fucking baby over the waterfall, was like, fuck this kid, walked away. Yes. Now, Kurt survived. He was found by some gypsies, and Kurt grew up deeply religious, compassionate. He's kind of like in the real X-Men stories, he's kind of the moral compass. He's the heart of the X-Men sometimes, right? They're going to war. He's over there praying and shit. He is deeply, as savage as he could be, he's deeply compassionate about people. Mystique is not that at all. She's a murderous atheist. So they're polar opposites. So their relationship is not good, dude. Kurt desperately wants to find a piece of like his mother in her, and she just uses his daddy issues to, manipulate him. So, and we talked about how, he was born. She turned into a dude and banged her wife, Destiny, and had this child, and then fucking got rid of him. So we can't talk about Mystique without talking about Destiny. Again, a blind. I just like saying this because a blind mutant who can see the future.
Well, she didn't see her husband toss their children off a fucking bridge.
I think she was down with it, dude. So they met in the early 1900s. They fell deeply in love. Oh my God. And Destiny is probably the only person in the universe that Mystique actually gives a shit about. They operated as partners. Destiny was killed, which we'll get to, and that broke Mystique. But let's talk about let's talk about the retcon. Because at first in the comic, Azrael was Nightcrawler's father. A lot of us believe that. He's the fucking red version, pretty much. But we talked about how Mystique, took over and, she planted that seed up in there. But actually, this was a retcon, dude. This wasn't the case up until recently. So Chris Claremont, amazing X-Men writer, he actually pitched this idea back in the 80s. He wanted Mystique and Destiny to be parents, but at the time, you know what Marvel said was that's too controversial.
Right.
1980s, we can't have this chick turning into a dude banging his wife and having a kid in the comics. That's too far.
Right. Out of all the shit.
Yeah.
I mean, all the political shit that comics are based off of.
Right.
And they do have gay people in the comics, but that is too far.
That's too far. Yeah.
Wow.
Even though we've seen her transform into guys, right? Like it's not
Right.
like she's only shapeshifted into women. So it took 40 years. So in 2023, that's when they actually revealed that this Azrael thing was a lie. And this is what happened. So you asked earlier, does she have a real dick or not? So you asked something like that. So we talked about how she doesn't just change her skin, she changes her DNA. So when they wanted to have a child, she used her powers to alter her own reproductive biology. She shifted her internal organs to create a fully functioning dick and balls, Adrian, or as they call it, male reproductive organs. And they created the baby, and obviously we know what happened. They threw that motherfucker off the waterfall but like you wanted the baby, you know? I mean,
Right.
You didn't think he could possibly come out looking blue? Like
yeah.
Shit. So these two, for a very, very long time, they use Destiny's ability to see the future and Mystique's espionage and all her skills to fucking rob people, take out army. Like, dude, they were ruling the motherfucking comic book world for a while.
But they didn't. But she couldn't see the mob, huh?
Nope. So what happened was, here's how they fell, Adrian. So, it lasted for about a century. It wasn't the X-Men that took them down. It wasn't the government. It wasn't, the Avengers. It was because Destiny looked into the future and she saw her own destiny. She saw her own murder. Okay. It was during the Muir Island saga, and there was a massive threat coming for Destiny. It was Legion, Charles Xavier's fucking reality warping. It's always the kids, Adrian. Oh. It's always the pain in the ass kids. You got Nightcrawler coming out looking all like a fucking devil. Let's throw him in the water. Now you got Legion with his reality warping fucking abilities. And at this time, he also was possessed by an ancient telepathic evil. So it wasn't just him. He was possessed. Destiny saw this nexus point. She saw this branching timeline. She knew that if she called her wife, Mystique, for help, that Mystique would die. So she could look at different timelines. She could, hey, if this happens, this is where we're going to lead to. If this happens, this is what's going to happen. Almost like how Doctor Strange in Infinity War looked at all these different realities.
Yeah, right? I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Except she's not sitting there with her legs crossed with her hair snapping back and forth.
Nope. She's not doing the Doctor Strange fucking neck movement. But she sees this point where, all right, I'm going to die. She looks at, if I call Mystique, then she's going to die. So you know what she did? She made the ultimate sacrifice. She saved the love of her life, the woman she spent 100 fucking years with. She decided to keep this vision a secret. She made sure Mystique was far, far away. She stood her ground. She fucking looked Legion right in those possessed fucking crackhead eyes, let him brutally murder her. And when Mystique found out, bro, her mind was shattered. It fucking destroyed her. It turned her into this psychotic fucking terrorist that we know today. So that, everyone, is who the fuck Mystique is, not all this bullshit we've seen on screen. Although I did enjoy Rebecca Romaine's take on Mystique.
Yes.
And I think we're definitely seeing this Mystique, the end, right? Now, obviously, it's a whole different story, but I think the version we saw on screen had some shit happen already, and we're just seeing she is just a psychopath in these movies. I mean, she does whatever Magneto tells her to, and if it involves killing a human or mutant, she don't give a fuck. But we do get to see how good she is at this, spy stuff, how good she is at mimicking individuals. So we do get to see a lot of that in those movies.
So street corner meetup.
Yep.
Mystique, Gamora.
Ooh.
Who's winning?
Dude, that's tough because we talked about Gamora.
Right.
on, I think it was on other stuff
Gamora's
recently.
a fucking savage too.
She is, dude. But Mystique can heal, so she can move. I say Mystique. I think with the body manipulation, like it's gonna be very hard to kill her.
Right.
She moves her fucking brain down to her throat. I mean, like,
right.
You know, and depending on who she impersonates, Gamora has no way to tell who she is.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's just them two. I would say some things would negate.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter who she turns into. Gamora still knows that it's Mystique. And I would also say that Gamora can't have any weapons.
Yeah, then I think Mystique.
Yeah.
I think it's Mystique, dude. So, well, there you have it. That is our Who the Fuck Is segment this week. That is Mystique. And we've seen her twice on screen. Well, we've seen two different actors play this character. And I think that Rebecca Romijn was leaps and bounds better than the Jennifer Lawrence version, unfortunately. Some of it was the writing, but also just to portray, I think that Rebecca understood this character more. And the writing was also much better too.
It's in the eyes, dude, for the most part. It's in the eyes, you know?
Yep. So, and we know that Rebecca Romijn's going to reprise her role as Mystique in Doomsday. So that's another another highlight for this movie. So let's move on. We are, speaking of Doomsday, we're on the road to Doomsday. We were talking about Spider-Man earlier. We got the 4th Tom Holland Spider-Man movie on its way. But there was a time, Adrian, where there was no Spider-Man in the MCU. We knew that Sony had the rights and they were doing absolutely fucking nothing with them because they suck. Maybe we can have like an AI studio replace their, maybe we could do that too, But that all changed because of Kevin Feige and the amazing motherfucking MCU. So
hold on, I got a question. So Sony never did a Spider-Man, right?
No, they did. They did the Tobey Maguire ones, the Garfield ones. So it's a good question because that's actually right where we're starting. So the Amazing Spider-Man 2, that was your boy, Andrew Garfield. But didn't you rewatch this one recently?
Yeah. And I watched the first one. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad.
First one's not bad, no.
Then the second one was like, okay, this is shit.
It was all over the place.
It's like a fucking turd.
They really fucked the Jamie Foxx Electro really fucked that character up.
And then he was trying to be funny. Yeah. And it's just, I'm like, oh my God, this is why you don't have a third one.
Well, that's exactly why. So after The Amazing Spider-Man 2 critically and financially underperformed or fucking sucked dog dick. Is that a new one now? He doesn't say sucks dog dick. Maybe she was just blowing the dog, I mean,
hey, could have been.
Sony produced
a little canine Felicio.
There's some people watching it for the first time that are like, fuck this show. I'm gonna block them, I'm gonna report them to YouTube and Spotify. These fucking guys. Anyways, Sony producer Amy Pascal, she called Kevin Feige for advice on how to fix the franchise. So they made, 5 Spider-Man movies, right? They made 2. Come on, focus. Lock in, Adrian. They made 3 with Tobey Maguire, 2 with Andrew Garfield. It's shit in a fucking brick, as they say. And Amy calls Kevin like, how do we fix this shit? So he told her that the only way to save Spider-Man was stop trying to do this shit yourself. You're fucking stupid. He didn't say all that, but I'm just,
sure.
I'm acting it out for you. He said, listen, you fucking dumbass bitch. Stop trying to do this shit yourself because y'all don't know what the fuck you're doing. He said, why don't you bring that motherfucker over here? Let us produce the next Peter Parker movie and add that shit to the MCU. She was insulted, Adrian. She resented. I can't believe you would even suggest that. She literally threw a sandwich at Kevin Feige and kicked him out of her office. The fuck out of here. Take this fucking sandwich with you. Not long after that, Sony's email got hacked. Okay. So we talked about hackers before. This is back in, I don't know, fucking 2012, maybe 14. And they leaked all of these disastrous plans that Sony had for Spider-Man. after that happened, she called Feige back, swallowed her pride, and agreed to the deal. But they leaked some stuff like this. So the hacker group was called Guardians of Peace. Okay, they were linked to North Korea, and they've dumped unreleased movies, financial docs, employee data. I mean, they've gotten into some shit. So they leaked that they leaked some Spider-Man folders. One of the things that was part of this was that they were pushing a standalone Sinister Six movie. They wanted to make this like an Avengers level movies. They had a Glass Ceiling project. It was a female-led team up movie with characters like Black Cat, Silver Sable, Spider-Woman. The Aunt May spy prequel. There were discussions about doing an espionage thriller focusing on a young Aunt May. Which obviously everybody roasted that. Then there was an animated pitch for a Spider-Man comedy produced by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, and that actually is the only leaked idea that survived and eventually became Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So they had a shit ton of bad fucking ideas. They had one good idea that remained. But so a couple things happen here. Kevin's like, yo, we'll help you do this. She's like, no, fuck you. This group of peace, what the fuck said it called? Guardians of Peace, they hack all this shit and they leak these emails. And then the public goes, that's the dumbest Spider-Man shit we've ever heard of. Please don't come out with that. Right. What the fuck are you doing? So Amy then hears all this feedback and then she goes, you know what? Hey, Kevin, why don't you, y'all, is that offer still on the table type shit, you know? So the fans had no idea that Marvel and Sony were talking. They just hacked their shit to hack. It just happened. They just happened to luck out and hack, Sony shit.
That's highly suspicious that that's not coincidental.
I mean, but they had no idea that doing that
is coincidental.
Oh, yeah. But they had no idea that even hacking these, like, first of all, they didn't know what was in them. So they don't know that would have been bad. So they don't know that this would have caused any type of, jump over to Marvel. But so Marvel, they tried to buy back the rights. They offered them billions of dollars because, I mean, Sony, knowing that Peter Parker was the only fucking thing they had, they were like, no, we're not going to sell. There was emails that even showed that the Russo brothers and Feige were pitching a deal to let Spider-Man debut in Civil War. So those talks were there. But right before the hack occurred, those negotiations stalled. Now, I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on, Adrian. What if Marvel or someone at Marvel or someone who knows Kevin or someone who was maybe at a cookout and was like,
sure,
hey, can you do something for me? You got you know about tech. You got a crew of people. You know people who know people.
Sure.
Can you hack these fucking emails? Is that the kind of coincidence you're saying that? You think it could have been an inside job? Let's hack this shit so we can fucking take Spider-Man back?
I don't know about whether it was, that level of planning.
Yeah.
But it just seems highly suspicious that, after these talks or during these talks or whatever, something, because of all the places you can hack, you want to hack Sony and specifically go after these type of exchanges. I don't buy that it was just coincidental.
Damn. Well, the hack was a good thing for all of us. She called them back, and the deal was this. It was, unprecedented at the time. Sony paid for the movie and kept the box office profits. Okay, so the money goes to them.
Okay.
But Marvel Studios got complete creative control and the right to use Peter Parker in their team-up movies like Civil War, like Infinity War, like Endgame. It was a win-win. It was something that Hollywood has never seen before. Because even though, as a fan, you're like, well, they're all Marvel characters. Yeah, but these are two different movie studios. Right. This is like Burger King going to McDonald's and going, yo, y'all want to sell the Whopper?
Right.
Just give us the money for it, but you guys can market it because you're better at marketing, right? Or that's probably a bad. It would be like
that's a perfect.
Burger
idea.
King has actually done some shit. It'd be like fucking some brand In and Out. I know they're probably better. Probably Wendy's. It'd be like Wendy's being like McDonald's sell these fries for us. Anyways, it's probably. But the thing is they fucking knocked it out of the park with this dude. And if that never happened, we wouldn't have had Spider-Man play that role in Civil War, in the Avengers movie. I mean, he's been a integral character in these Avengers movies, the whole relationship with Tony. And so thank God that they came to their senses. Also thank this, this peace group here that hacked the ship.
Right.
So what did that lead to? It led to a $175 million budget, which led to an $880 million worldwide box office. So it became the most profitable Spider-Man movie since the original Tobey Maguire trilogy.
Wow.
It washed away that bad taste of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And Tom Holland became I think a definitive live action Peter Parker Spider-Man. I mean, I think he does both the best. I've always said Tobey's a better Peter. I think Garfield's a better Spider-Man, but I think Tom Holland does both, the combo better than both of them.
I would agree. Actually agree with that.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen him more as Spider-Man than anyone else now too. Now with, all the sideline appearances. So let's talk about this movie. I rewatched it. Spider-Man Homecoming. This is a fun movie. I do really like this movie. It opens up in 2012, right after the Battle of New York. So it kind of ties itself into the MCU. You got Michael Keaton playing Vulture, everybody's least favorite Batman, or maybe favorite if you've, have brain damage. But he plays Adrian Toomes. He plays Vulture. He's a blue-collar contractor. He's cleaning up this mess after, the aliens came down and wrecked this shit. And Tony Stark ruins that for him. He creates a Department of Damage Control. Funny that he created them, and now they're fucking turning into this mutant control. So everything fucking Tony creates, dude. It's like, God, you always shit up.
Stop.
Just seriously. Like, can you take it back a little bit? So they're seizing this alien tech. And this is another villain that's literally created by Tony Stark's fucking collateral damage, right? So we get a pretty cool Peter Parker vlog in this movie. That was fun. You really get to see the, personality of Tom Holland's Peter Parker. I like that he actually looks like a kid. Like, this is not Tobey Maguire being 30 years old playing a high school fucking child. I like that Tom Holland, I think he's all of like maybe 20 years old in this movie, but he could pass for a high school kid. And the whole theme of this movie, or a good chunk of the theme, is Spider-Man kind of moving up to a higher tier of hero, but really being tested. Tony gave him this suit, this high-tech suit, but right after that whole ferry disaster, he takes his shit back. It kind of reminds me of the Thor hammer thing in Ragnarok, where you got his dad Odin telling him, like, bro, you're not the god of fucking hammers, dude. You're the god of lightning. Like, you're the god of thunder. Who gives a fuck if you got your little hammer or not? Tony's thing with Peter here is just that. If you're nothing without the suit, then you shouldn't have it. So this also kind of echoes the whole Steve Rogers insulting Tony back in the day. Big man in a suit of armor. Let's take it off. What are you? So he's kind of passing down that lesson that he had to learn himself in everybody's favorite Christmas movie, Iron Man 3. So this movie, it definitely sets up a lot moving forward. It sets up the Iron Spider suit. Tony offers Peter a spot on the Avengers roster, and he reveals this, Iron Spider armor at the end. Peter turns it down, but this directly sets up his arc in Infinity War, where he finally puts that suit on, goes up into space. The end of the movie ends with an awesome cut the black screen in the MCU with Aunt May seeing Peter in the suit, and drops an F-bomb as the credits roll. So that was a little fun way to end and reveal this, because at this point, nobody really knows outside of Ned and then Adrian Toomes, the Vulture. Aunt May doesn't know yet. Obviously, Tony knows, but most people have no fucking idea that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Another thing about this movie is MJ is not the love interest. The love interest is Vulture's daughter, Liz. MJ is just like this background character in this movie. You know, Zendaya, she's fucking cynical. Everything's, you know, end of the world. She just is there to pop up, say something fucking funny, and not do shit for most of the movie. So, but it does establish MJ as a character, which then obviously becomes his love interest over the next two films. The Tinkerer, the Shocker are also introduced in here, and they're all using that, you know, the alien tech, I guess. So what happens once Tony shuts everything down? How does Vulture become the villain? Well, he shuts down his legal operations construction job. Well, these motherfuckers stole the weapons. Like, okay, you're gonna shut us down? All right, let's take what we can. And dude, they're making all kinds of money on the black market with these things. You want a fucking gun that can blast someone halfway across the room? You know, you want this that can cut open an ATM, which we see, you know, we see Spider-Man trying to do a lot more. Like he had a little taste with the Avengers, you know, in Civil War. Now he's thrown back into his neighborhood. Like, bro, go help like fucking kittens get out of trees and shit. He's got the itch, dude. He wants to get out there. And then he actually stumbles into some shit, but you got Happy who thinks he's just a pain in the ass kid. No one's paying attention. And he gets himself into some trouble here. We really see, I guess, the beginning of some kind of, I guess, maturation for Peter and Spider-Man as a character. He's not just, you can't just be a high school kid anymore. You know, you got to step it up.
I as you're saying that, where this cat, you know, he took an opportunity. He's cleaning up all this alien tech. He's like, fuck it, let's just use it, right? Sell it. So isn't that parallel to like, it's just the opposite of, so in the real world, police, they escalated. I mean, you don't need a fucking 50 cal to show up at somebody's house to arrest them.
Correct.
Inside of, on top of an army tank, you know, you got, you know, all these assault rifles, you're cladded down, you just over the top. So what does Batman do? What does Daredevil do? They create the villains. Right? So you got cops that are coming out with all this armor shit, and the people that's going to do illegal shit, well, guess what they're going to do? They're going to escalate as well. So you got this whole escalation thing going on back and forth, and supposedly the good guys are creating the more dangerous bad guys.
Thank you, Tony Stark, you know. And Tony, you're creating problems for Spider-Man, and you ain't even fucking there to help him. You got Happy Hogan, who's the shitty-ass babysitter, right? He's the fucking not, he's worried about cleaning out the Avengers Tower. So he's got all this shit happening. But you do get to see a major difference from who Peter is in the beginning of this film, you know, compared to the end, where he realizes like, dude, it's not all about me, you know? And it kind of backfires in a way for Tony, because he ends the film with offering him a spot in the Avengers, and Peter thinks it's a test. He's like, no, I'm good. And he walks away, and there's a whole fucking press conference out there. But it's like, I feel like he was hard on him. He took the suit away. Now he's trying to make up for it. And now he realizes like, oh no, maybe there was actually a better lesson here. You know, so it does, you know, as much as sometimes people look at the MCU Spider-Man trilogy as they look down on it because he always had some help. In this movie, he's got the Tony Stark suit, right? And then in the next one, he's got, you know, Nick Fury, which we find out's a Skrull, but he's got Happy Hogan with the plane and all. He's got some help. And then in the third one, he's got fucking two other Spider-Man. But I don't think, to me, that's not a negative. It's just a different version of this character that we're seeing. But we do see him tested. I mean, Tony takes the suit away and he's out on his own with his little fucking, you know, sweatpants that he's wearing with the guy. He's got to make it happen with just that. And in true Peter Parker Spider-Man fashion, he goes from a lot of things not going his way, having a ton of fucked up things happen to him, but he just don't give up. And at the end of the day, he makes it right.
That's a testament literally to the soup doesn't make the man makes the soup. Right. Speaking of that, it's like, maybe I'm the only one, but whenever I see Spider-Man dive off a building or fall off a building, however he gets off a building. What if them webs don't work?
Oh shit!
Like
it gets jammed.
Is he like a cat where he like just bounce, right? Or does he just go splat? Because he doesn't have any aerodynamics. He's not moving himself around. Now, if he can get close to a building, that's different.
Right.
But I mean, if them webs fail and he's just like nothing.
Yeah.
So just a thought.
I think it speaks to his genius.
Well, his confidence. Well, you say he has help, but in order for him to have help and be successful, he's had a lot of alone time.
Yes.
He's perfecting his skill. He's understanding his strengths.
Mm-hmm.
He's learning to be the best that he is and that takes time.
Absolutely.
You know, the best of people, you see them come when they come out, but they spend thousands and thousands of hours honing their craft and their skills.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think that subtly speaks to his genius, right? Because you better have perfected these motherfucking webs and this web shooter if you're going to leap off of anything and expect them to work 10 out of 10 times. If this is some shit that, jams every 3 fucking shots, you can't do that.
No.
You cannot do that. So we sometimes look at Peter Parker's awkwardness, his social awkwardness, the unluckiness, his issues with friends and girls and all that, and forget that, dude, this guy is one of, I wouldn't say he's, Reed, Tony level, but he's up there, dude. He's upper fucking level when it comes to genius, intelligence, the ability to invent things, you know. I think it's more, personally based, right? Like Tony's looking to invent things to help everyone,
right?
Which then he kind of bites off more than he can chew, and it backfires a lot. But Peter's is more in, hey, how can I perfect this for myself? At least at this age, at being 15, 16 years old,
right? I mean, the technology behind the web slingers is such that most people, they can't even pick up a hammer. It's like, what's a hammer?
Yeah,
it's like you use it to put this nail in a piece of wood. What's a nail? But he's not only, it's the tensile strength. Even Tony brought this up. The tensile strength of the web,
right?
How quickly, so he's swinging through the city and he has to propel this shit hundreds of feet almost instantaneously,
right?
So that it sticks to a building so he can continue to swing, and then it's designed to dissolve after about an hour.
Right.
That's fucking genius, dude.
Absolutely. And he's just some fucking kid from Queens, dude,
right?
So yeah, I after rewatching this, I love how it showcases Peter Parker, Spider-Man, the character. This movie is true to this case. It's the opposite of what I said about the Fox X-Men movies, right? When I watch this, yes, Tony Stark's involved. Yes, I get the sense that it's part of the MCU, but it feels like a Spider-Man movie.
Sure.
And it did for me. It got the Spider-Man movies back on track. So it's like, thank God that the shit got hacked. Thank God that Amy Pascal was smart enough, before she actually resigned shortly after this, was smart enough to go to, it's kind of like what we were talking about earlier, right? Who's the money makers? RDJ, Chris Evans, bring them back.
Right.
Well, who's making money with these movies? Marvel Studios.
Yep.
Okay, since we don't know what the fuck we're doing, just let them, it's their character anyway. We lucked out. Like this is an ego issue, because they obviously
usually is.
They have these, they go back and forth, right? We've heard, how many times have we talked about it here where they're arguing over rights? We don't know. Spider-Man's going, they worked something out. He's back. Sony, just keep this deal. Y'all take Spider-Man, do whatever the fuck you want with him. Just pay us.
Didn't Amy go and take over Cracker Barrel and fuck all that shit up?
I don't know, dude. I had Cracker Barrel for the first time yesterday.
I'm just fucking around. Oh, it's some good shit,
dude. Listen, bro. Those pancakes,
the biscuits. Not with the gravy. I can't fuck with that. I've never been a gravy over. Only thing I eat gravy over is mashed potatoes.
Okay,
but it's a good setting. You go in. Of course, they weave you through
the fucking store.
Their fucking store. They got some good shit in there. Though. I bought soap. I mean, they got some good shit in there. No doubt. But I'm just fucking around with Amy. I don't know where she landed up after that. But,
well, it ain't here, so
there's that.
But yeah, dude, I had it for the first time yesterday, and I
was
like, bro,
yesterday,
these pancakes. Damn. And I asked, I was like, Cracker Barrel. Do I get a discount?
Wow.
I didn't get. They're like, you're part of the rewards. I was like, which one? What's it called? It's like I didn't get any special deal.
Damn.
I misinterpreted the title. I thought like,
there
is that. But anyways, so Spider-Man: Homecoming, fun.
Yeah, wait, was there roosters in the parking lot?
No fucking roosters in the parking lot.
Oh, that's the thing, dude. You fucking going in, there's roosters walking around the parking lot.
Really?
And shit. Yep.
Damn, no.
At least in Florida.
Not here. Maybe that's it, but it was like specific to Cracker Barrel.
I don't see any roosters anywhere else and shit.
All right, so the road to Doomsday. We watched Spider-Man: Homecoming this past week. Next week is another first movie for the MCU, Doctor Strange first movie, which I do really like this movie, the first Doctor Strange movie.
It's good.
So it'd be nice to revisit that. I've only seen it a couple times too. So that is next week's On the Road to Doomsday. The following week is Thor Ragnarok. So we got a couple fun movies back to back. We're getting closer. So let's get to our Daredevil Born Again. We're going to do a quick little review here because I want to get to our comments. And obviously we got a hidden gem in a little bit. So before we do that, though, we have a lot of our followers have been around for a long time, Adrian. One of our first, I guess this was a viral video. This video got over 1 million views on TikTok. And I think there is probably a handful of you guys that this may have been the first time you saw us. So let's take a look at this video. I think you know which one it is, Adrian.
It only takes 2 X-Men to destroy the whole Justice League. Xavier and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Xavier put him to sleep.
Yeah.
And Wolverine just go around, chop everybody's heads off.
There you go.
It's done because they don't have a psychic person on Justice League. It's done.
What about Martian the Manhunter?
Well, he does have some telepathic ability.
They have one. We have Jean Grey and Xavier. You know.
Plus you got Cerebro. Xavier, Phoenix, Cerebro.
Yeah.
Could easily overpower Man Martian. Besides that, just turn on a cigarette lighter and the Man Martian goes into panic attacks. Or whatever.
And then you got people go, you got Superman. I go, well, you have Rogue, who is strong as hell, and she can absorb your power.
Right.
All she has to do is put her hand on Superman's face.
Right. Just get to him once.
Yep.
Yeah. So I double down. The X-Men destroy the Justice League. It happened. It'd be so quick. It'd be in a post-credit scene at the end of the movie.
Wow, that was one, Adrian, that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. It was our first big clip on TikTok. So shout out to anyone who, if you found us on that video, let me know. You watched that and stuck around. Holy shit. I mean, anyways, Daredevil Born Again, Adrian, season 2, episode 7. We know half the fucking people aren't watching it anymore, but I'm still watching it. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
We got 1 episode left.
Now we got fucking Vanessa out of the way. I'm enjoying it a little bit more.
I know, dude. Had to
that
put
was
her out
painful.
the pasture. Yes, it was. But this week, so we get some fights this week, right? We have Matt Murdock returning. We talked about this. Might as well pick up right there. We talked about this in the news and rumors with the whole, comic book being slid into the scene. But Matt shows up out of hiding, and fucking Fisk is like, "What the fuck?" Karen's in jail. Matter of fact, let's back up. In the beginning, when Fisk goes to see her and fucking grabs her by the throat, I'm getting this sense that we've said this a lot here, that Kingpin is fucking back. Kingpin's back, dude.
Right.
I think we're gonna see some shit hit the fan in this last episode. But Matt showed up. He pulled a okey doke on Fisk to the court, and they're kind of causing a little bit of a show up in here in the court. I mean, his friend, the fuck's her name? The other attorney.
Yep, her.
Kirsten. Yes, Kirsten. She kind of gets warned by the judge, like, bro, calm the fuck down, because she starts calling out Fisk. But if you notice when that happens, she kind of turns and sees all the cameras.
Right.
And realizes, like, we are in the Kingpin's court right now.
Right.
Right. So we're not going to win this by swaying the judges. So she looks at that as the perfect opportunity. Well, the media's here.
Right.
So let's speak to the people. And that's why she goes off on. She knows that wasn't going to help her case. But I think we know if we're leaving up to these judges, Karen's fucked.
Yep.
So we don't know where that's going to lead next week. We know that, they end that court scene with, hey, fucking, tomorrow or whatever, we'll resign tomorrow. We see, dude, This chick, the doctor,
Oh.
Heather.
Well, where was the cameras in the room at that time? Because that's not attorney-client attorney privilege.
Nope.
Right?
But that's, I think it speaks to that fact that, bro, this is Fist Squirrel they're playing in, right? Like, she just showed up. She ain't supposed to be there. Why they fucking psycho-evaluate? And she starts smacking the shit out of Karen. I think that I made this prediction a few weeks ago. Like 3 people agree with me. A bunch of people said, oh, you read a comic, you're stupid. I said she was going to be a female muse. Maybe not in this season.
Right.
But it's going to fucking happen, dude.
But that also, I cringe at things like this because this is an abuse of power is a reflection of things that go on. When she says, well, I'm not going to answer those questions. And the doc was like, well, you don't have a choice.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of where we're going with all kinds of shit, dude. I mean, they can just bust in your house and fucking, don't really need a warrant, but, then they'll fucking lie and justify the actions.
Right.
We just getting it with all the fucking cameras
that
they tell us that we're putting it there for your protection. First of all, it's a fucking money grab.
Yep.
Right? Then they can turn the cameras off whenever they want to.
Correct. Which we saw at the end of the trial, right? Or when it got postponed, they're like, okay, cameras are off, boss.
Yeah.
Then they go fucking attack these guys in the parking garage.
So I'm assuming that the attorneys were being escorted by some court appointed security, right? Or ex-cops or something, right?
Right.
Why are they less important than the people that's trying to kill them? They can't testify and say, hey, these fucking guys tried to kill us in the basement?
They don't give a fuck. They don't. That's how far Fisk has his fucking hand up their asses, Adrian. Unfortunately. So a couple big things happened in this episode, and I'm saving the big one for last, too, because we're gonna have to have a moment of silence here. Matt gets shot, like fucked up too. He's fucking leaking blood all the way to the church. Right? We see Jessica Jones bounces, but she comes back, so she's obviously gonna, she's gonna help Matt, and then she's like, "Bro, you're getting fucking shot at. You're blind. You can't see shit. Everyone fucking like you need some help, dude." And
it's actually good because there's good cover.
Oh yeah,
because he's incapacitated now, so he really can't do anything.
Right. Yeah. Like, how effective is he going to be in the next episode?
Right.
Like, what's the time jump going to be? Fucking day. So you got that. You have the governor who Fist puts a hit on, but fucking bullseye, dude.
Hey, that's what Matt asked him.
Yep.
He pulled through.
Yep.
But what is he doing? Just like camping out, waiting for this fucking assassin to show up? That's some crazy shit.
Oh yeah. I thought that was a really good scene. Like, I know last week you were giving Matt a lot of shit for his no-kill rule. But when he literally just addressed Bullseye, like, straight up, like, dude, I hate you for what you did. You killed this father. You killed Foggy. Like, I can't forgive you for that. Or I don't know if he said that exactly, but he literally told, I fucking hate you because of this.
Right.
But you're the one saying you want some redemption. You want to tip the scale. You want to do something. Here's your fucking opportunity. Right. Do it and get the fuck out of here. Like, and I like that, because that was my thing when they first kind of teased these two, teaming up. I'm like, dude, I know he's a Catholic. I know how, forgiveness works, right? I get that, but I'm like, is he really gonna forgive a guy who killed his best friend like that? Like, right. I know people have in similar situations, right? They do it for themselves. It's usually years later, whatever.
Sure.
But
that whole bullshit.
Yeah, like, I gotta do it from. I've never experienced that, so I don't know. From the outside looking in, sounds crazy, but I like the way he kind of did it. Like, I'm not like, bro, we ain't hanging out. Like, I fucking hate you for that. But if you really want to do some shit, go do it and get the fuck out of here. Which he does, dude. He shows up. He takes out whoever's trying to kill the governor. After she, I'm sure he enjoys watching her get choked up a little bit. Like, let me stop it right now,
Yeah.
But the big moment, fucking Buck, Daniel Blake, BB, the tragedy of Daniel Blake, Adrian. It's a wrap, it all comes full circle. He's got this, he got this job. He kind of got thrown into this too, right? Like, he got this job at the mayor's office.
He got thrown into it, but he definitely leaned into that shit after the fact.
Absolutely. But I think his original goal was to just get a job in politics, right? So he's working at the mayor's office. He's loud, he's young, he's excited, he's not afraid to give some ideas. I think from the beginning, he talks too much.
Sure.
But it's helped him in a lot of ways. Him talking too much kind of got him put into that deputy mayor role, right? Because Fisk is
not deputy mayor, deputy of communications. Right.
But it's because he would talk when he wasn't supposed to talk, right? Which Fisk definitely does things against the grain, so it helped him out there.
Sure.
But I think that this is just good writing. The same characteristic that helped this guy get deeper in with Fisk is the same thing that got him fucking killed. Because not only does he talk too much around Fisk and around Sheila and around his crew, he's got this friend BB that he talks way too much around, and he's feeding her info that he probably shouldn't. Right. And he's walking this line, and we've kind of got the sense for a few weeks that Buck knows that he's the one, but he doesn't have evidence yet, but he suspects.
Right.
So Buck's testing him as much as he wants Blake to test BB. And man, dude, this was a tense scene when he's bringing her to the safe house, and then she realizes like, oh, this ain't a safe house. Like,
I mean, I know it's a suspenseful, right?
Yeah,
but she should have got that sense a long time ago. Her fucking Spidey senses should have went off long before she got into that car and shit.
But I think the thing was, for the beginning of their relationship, she was using him more than anything.
Sure.
And then she started to like him. And this is the same thing that I think Buck and Fisk have said about Daniel in this season, is like, he kind of grows on you.
Right.
He's annoying as shit at first. So at first she's like, this fucking guy's just trying to talk to me. He's a creep, whatever. I can use him to get some info. But the more she spends some time with him, she's like, you know what? Kind of like this dude. She tries to bust a move on him, Adrian.
Right. He's the master. That's how most when women look around, women and men, but mostly women, they look around and they with some guy that they never thought they would be with. Persistency.
Yeah.
That's literally all it is.
Yep. That's my wife.
Yeah, it could be a little funny, whatever.
Yeah, well, that helps. Dude. Yeah. Having a sense of humor helps. But man, my wife said no fucking 27 times, dude. And finally, it's like, fuck. But and I think that's what we got to see happen was the minute she started kind of falling for him was where it got a little too dangerous for Daniel. And that's when he realized that she was using him. It was like they both kind of accepted each other's true intentions at the same time.
Right.
But I think Daniel was off of that and she was actually falling for him a little bit. So a little too late,
Yeah.
And he's going back and forth on his decision. He's not, the line ain't drawn in the fucking sand. He's like, I'm going to turn her in. And she easily convinces him not, because he's very uncomfortable with this. This ain't his life.
Right.
The time he went, a few days prior with Buck to chop up the body was the first time he's done anything like that.
Right. So I obviously I missed something, but so she didn't make the phone call in the previous episode.
Right.
So how did Buck, why was Buck still insisting that Daniel bring BB to him? They obviously, because there was no evidence that she was this person.
Right.
And he hadn't told her about the drive. I mean, Daniel didn't tell Buck about the drive that he found in her pocket.
Right.
Right. So how did Buck expect him to just bring BB to him to be killed?
Once he texted Buck the address. So once he found the card, he's like, oh shit, she's still doing this.
Okay. So by him texting Buck the address was a green light for Buck that, so she's involved in it, so kind of got it.
Buck, bro, he only just say one, you're gonna be well, okay, I'll go kill her. No, dude, we're gonna grab some food. Like, so it was, because I'm like, she deleted the text message. Yeah. So at first I was a little, that I would say was, I don't know if it was the editing but it was a little confusing there. But I've, watched it fucking 3 times. So I can, third time's a charm. But he sets her up, and then, last minute she convinces him not to. And then he accepts his fate. Do you think he knew 100% that walking into that building alone was a death sentence?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, you know what? I'm not going to be on the run. I'm not going to be in a land for the rest of my life. Let me just face this, because eventually he's going to catch up, because that's what he does. Remember when he was saying, you know, I'm trying to protect you from this guy, and he was like, well, what guy? And he shows him the phone. Like, this guy. You know, he will fuck you at first opportunity.
Right.
And Buck liked him, because that was the whole hesitation shit.
Yes.
Right.
Oh yeah, he definitely let him, you know, linger a lot longer than he would anybody else. Cause he liked, I think he saw some type of future in Buck, in this, you know, this kind of this mob, I guess, right? Cause eventually they're gonna work their way out of office, but they ain't gonna stop doing this shit. Right. But yeah, and the minute I wasn't sure about that. Like, does he 100% know he's gonna be killed? Or does he think there's any part of Buck that may feel bad and you know, or he may be able to talk his way out of it? But
I think he went in knowing mostly that he would die, but hoping that he could probably appeal to him a little bit.
Right.
But mostly that. More than like he knew that he was not going to come out of that.
Once he said, fuck you, Buck, I was like, oh, there's no, he's dead. He is fucking dead. And they did draw it out, dude. He beat him. He's still asking him because, like you said, I think that deep down is, as much as someone like Buck is going to not want to kill somebody, he was at that level for him. Sure. Which was more like, just give me a few minutes, you know? But that's it, dude. Rest in peace, Daniel Blake, dude. Okay. Damn, Daniel. You done fucked up, Daniel. You done fucked up. But hey, you made a sacrifice. Yeah. You know, you hopefully BB doesn't fuck this up.
So how many wars? Anyway, that's a whole different thing.
But hopefully BB goes on the run. I'm thinking she's not, though.
I'm thinking that she's not. But I'm also thinking, when that happened, I'm thinking, like, was this an homage to, like, his real life father, the whole mob thing, for him to go out like that? Yeah. So
there were a lot.
That was pretty cool.
It was cool. There was a lot of parallels with this character, even just the way some things were shot, like and now part of it is he's the guy's son, so he looks a lot like his father. A lot of his facial expressions and the acting,
the whole leaning like this.
Yeah, dude, you see it. Yeah. So I'm sure that a lot of the writing of this character, they definitely. It's not like that they recreated scenes, but there's parallels between this and his father, which I thought was cool. You know, so I was a big fan of his character. I hope, like, obviously not in Daredevil, he's dead, but I hope this is an actor that we get to see in a lot of other films. Like, he's in shows. I thought he did a great job knocking shit out of the park. So.
Hey, maybe it was a brain flesh wound and he gets resurrected. That's so bullshit. I'd rather see him come back than fucking Vanessa. I tell you that.
Ain't that the truth? So, anyways, next week, dude, the season finale. So a lot of questions going in.
It was quick.
It was, right?
Just feels like that. No, it's just that 2 weeks ago that whole Vanessa thing was just drawn out. Yeah. And the Daredevil not killing, I was done. I was really done with the show. Yeah, I was like, this is bullshit.
Damn. Well, hang on one more week, Adrian.
Yep. I think I can do it.
Think so. Well, real quick, Adrian. Not real quick. We're gonna shout out our the Only Comics crew, the interns. But I got a special video here from our interns and some of our TikTok friends. And if you did send me a video and I didn't get to it, I do apologize. There was a cutoff because I got to get some work done around these parts, Adrian. So we are gonna pull this up. So shout out to everybody that sent us something.
What's up, guys? It's Slapper Wrestling. I'm from Australia, the land down under, and I've been following you guys, Only Comics, for just over a year now. And I mean, there's so many reasons why I love you guys, but the way you invite your community in and you make them a part of the show and you're real. Like, you don't give us fake news. You don't give us fake opinions. You don't tell us that you've watched something that you haven't watched. And you're just honest. You're the type of guys that anybody could go get a drink with. You're just really chill, down to earth, and honest, And I mean, Mike loves Squirrel Girl so much. So how can I?
Definitely.
But happy 3 years, and I look forward to watching you guys for another 50. You better keep going for another 50.
You got 50 in your age? I think I got 50.
40.
We'll be doing this in the nursing home.
Hey, wow, gentlemen. It's LB hailing from Paris, Kentucky. And I have been watching you guys from the beginning. Back when it was Mike, Adrian, and Chris on the show, I was driving on a forklift, listening to, no, I wasn't, cut that out. I was in the office doing nothing unsafe on the forklift at all. And I was listening to a toy collecting pod, and that ended, and the algorithm just knew to bring me to you guys. And I've been hooked ever since. I think you were four or five episodes in. And yeah, y'all had me at hello. What I love the most about the pod, though, is the collaborative nature it seems like you all have with us, the viewers, and the perspectives that you all have. It's not from professional critics or anything like that. It's from fans.
We're definitely not professional.
And this is a podcast by fans for fans. And yeah, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate that the most. Congratulations on 3 years, man. It's crazy. It really don't seem like it's been that long, but it's been a road. It's been a journey, and I cannot wait to see what you guys do next. But from Kentucky, gentlemen, another motherfucking week, another motherfucking banger.
Nice.
Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Chris, aka Captain Canada. Your beardly brother, not bald. Thankfully,
it's all right. So I forgive you.
Show up here to
you'll get there sooner.
Right. 3 years. It's been a hell of a journey. I think I found you guys on TikTok. I can't remember. It's been a while. It's been a journey, guys. Thankful for this podcast and for all the work that you guys put in. Week in, week out. Another year, another banger.
There you go.
That's the new T-shirt. I'm just rocking the Legion of Intern here T-shirt. I just want to wish you guys the best and happy 3 years, and I hope the next 5-6 years are nothing but the best. And I have a feeling that you're gonna see the plaque soon. The YouTube plaque is coming.
Yeah, there you go.
Now we're
it's
talking.
coming. So nothing but the best, guys. We'll see you guys around.
You already know it's the one and only Joker, man, straight from Detroit. Rocking with my brothers on the Only Comics podcast. That's the only way to go, man. Shout out to the GOATs, Mike and Adrian. I've been rocking with y'all for about 2+ years, man.
Nice.
Keep up the great content, man. Let's spread the word, man. We walking these months down for Doomsday, man.
Yep.
Let's go. But shout out to the bros, man. Y'all the GOAT, man. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Yo, what's good, Mike and Adrian? This is Josh Diaz just checking in. Salute, man. Happy 3-year anniversary to you guys over there at Only Comics. Yeah, from New Bedford, Massachusetts. So I'm in New England.
Right around the corner,
you guys. Yeah, I found you guys like 4 or 5 months ago. Just scrolling on YouTube and stuff, seeing something that said Only Comics, and I'm like, check what this is about. And I was hooked since the first video. Started watching the other videos and all the other content. Mic check. Just great content, man. Adrian with the dope hitting gems. Yeah, man. Salute. Shout out to the other interns out there too. And the other reason too I love watching you guys is because it takes away from just all the evils out there in the world, man, and just the stresses of life. And I can get away, and we can get away for an hour and a half, and every week, man, and just vibe out with each other, man, and just see what the content's about. So salute, shout out to you guys, man. Keep doing your damn thing.
What is up, Mike and Adrian? This is the PhD of wrestling here, formerly known as DadBot365.
DadBot, you remember DadBot?
Actually from Montreal, Quebec. So guys, I've been following you for just under 2 years now. I love the chemistry between you guys. Love Adrian's hidden gems. But most of all, guys, honestly, what I love the most is how petty Mike can be to all the haters. Keep up the great work, and congrats on the 3-year anniversary, and hope you guys keep doing this for life.
Nice.
Hey, Mike and Adrian. It's Sons of Sekhmet, your OG intern, your X Division champion from just outside Detroit, Michigan. I love Only Comics, man. Some of the best things about it is the community and the way you engage with us. It's like a family that we have. I love hidden gems. And the other thing about Only Comics, I thought about it. It's like when you have an interest and then you meet someone who has like way more interest, they bring you up. That's what Only Comics does for me week after week. So thank you. Happy birthday. Yes. 3 years. And let's have plenty more.
Yeah.
What's going on? This is Mike from To Be Continued With, a YouTube channel and TikTok page about comics, movies, and other cool shit. But the reality is, I'm just a kid from Brooklyn who loves comics. And the only thing that's better than reading a comic is listening to Only Comics. Mike, Adrian, congratulations on 3 years of great content. More importantly, superhero shit that we can't get enough of. Thanks for everything. More importantly, thanks for your friendship. Keep the channel going. Keep the vibes coming. All the best. And happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Hey, Mike. Hey, Adrian.
John Bon Vaughn.
Me, Brian Vaughn, also known as John Bon Vaughn. Hey, been a follower for what, like 3 years, 3.5 years now or so? I think we're actually coming up on 4.
He's from a different timeline because we've only been around 3 years.
With all the kids that I got, it kind of fries your brain.
Put your own face on your own shirt.
But hey, I wanted to say, hey, I love all y'all's content. Absolutely. Y'all have really listened to all of us. You interact with us, and that's what we want at our podcast. You talk about all the stuff that we like, all the nerd stuff. It's great. But one thing y'all just need to get right, that my character that I talked about one day was Night Watch. Come on, get it right. All right, guys. Hey, y'all take it easy.
We always say Diablo.
Man, what the fuck is going on? This your boy, Bruh-Man, the Sensation, a.k.a. Bro Man, the Sensation, as y'all call it. And man, y'all already know I'm a motherfucking Florida boy. You know what I'm saying? Born and raised. You already know we get real wild down here. And you know what's crazy, bro? I'm scrolling through TikTok, bro, and I see my boy Mike talking shit to Adrian about comic shit, and he was doing that shit blood raw. And I'm like, yo, why am I into this? Why is this shit going like so hard, bro? So upon further investigations, I found out my boy had a YouTube channel, and I went on that bitch, and I was hooked ever since, dog. Ever since, bro. And then on top of that, when I started hopping on them lives and started getting in the re-responds and shit, I started to see a connection, bro. My boy Mike and Adrian, well, mostly Mike, because, you know, we like a year apart, 2 years apart. We cut from the same cloth, bro. And I've been rocking with my boys for about 1.5 years, so I've been there for half the journey. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to put it to you like this. Them boys been rocking for 3 years, and here's the 3 more years, except this time, for these next 3 years, I'm going to be there from the beginning, bro. Nice. So you already know. Holla at your boys, your boy Bruh-Man, the Sensation, a.k.a. World Heavyweight Champion, bruh. I love this shit, bruh, and I can't wait to see what we got going on for the next 3 years, bruh. Hey, holla at your boy, and that is truly sensational.
I love it, love it. Well, appreciate all of y'all. Appreciate the videos. And yes, you are right, Bruh-Man. We are just getting motherfucking started, Adrian. It's like we just started last week, it feels like.
That's it.
But shout out to everybody. We're gonna breeze. I'm gonna run through some comments real quick because I really wanted to get those the interns and the OCC on here, and I want you to deliver an amazing hidden gem, Adrian. So real quick, let's see. You got OG Dirte says back to where it started. Spotify. What's up, Mike and Adrian? A lot going on this week. NBA playoffs, baseball, Invincible's over. I haven't even started the boys' new season, but I'm going to be honest, Daredevil better bring it in the finale. That's all I got to say about that. PlayStation has ruined my weekend with this DRM crap, and you mean to tell me Disney think AI can replace human creativity? I guess that's why you fire 1,000 employees. This is the era of man versus machine, AWAB. Yeah, I mean, I hear you. There's a lot of people to fire, but I don't think it's going to be AI replacing the creativity. I think it's going to be people using the tool, which unfortunately is going to eliminate a lot of people, you know?
Well, it's also going to be, we're going to get so used to AI generated content that we are going to just mentally substitute the AI.
Yeah.
And substitute and accept the AI content over the human generated content.
Right. Absolutely. Bry's son says, AWOD, one of my favorite Who the Fuck Is, very detailed, well-spoken. Oh, he's talking about Clayface last week. I would love for y'all to have another segment where Adrian just recaps the show he decided to watch because I love his breakdowns. It's kind of like sporadic. Whenever you feel like it, you just do, you know? And then we got Mr. Huddy, sir. If you go to prison, you forfeit your rights. Such a dumb take for people chose to live their life as monsters. Well, first of all, you write like a fucking crackhead, so maybe you should be in jail. But we were talking about last week, like they're filming in the prison.
Right.
And I think that you don't, well, let me just correct you, Mr. Huddy. You don't forfeit your rights. Right. You still have certain rights when you are in prison.
Far less.
Far less.
But that doesn't mean that you get shat upon continuously for the rest of your life.
Like, dude, it doesn't mean it doesn't mean you have no rights at all. Like, you still got to eat a few times a day. You still get access to do recreational activity. Like, not everybody that's in prison is a fucking, serial killing murderer. Right. Some people are there because the fucking 3-strike rule. They sold weed before it was legal. Like, my point is there's levels. And first of all, I don't think they're shooting the movie in a maximum security.
That's what I was going to say. Like, you can't be too uncomfortable while you're shooting a movie.
Correct.
Because that shit's going to show up. You fucking shaking and shit
Absolutely.
because some dude's staring at some bars at you.
So you know what, Mr. Huddy, sir, what you should do, you should forfeit your rights to speak. You should shut the fuck up, because I don't think that they chose to live their life as monsters. Some people, believe it or not, there's people in jail that are not guilty. Yeah, this is a judicial system. It doesn't mean it's fucking perfect. So anyways, God, it's the third fucking anniversary trying to get me all
almost
upset.
made it. Almost
Fucking
made it.
Shit, Adrian. God damn it. Motherfuckers.
Language.
God. Let's move over to YouTube where I won't be as angry, Damn, they're testing me, dude. All right, let's see. We got concrete comments. We're just going to do a few more because, like I said, I want to get into some hidden gem. AY brothers, love the Who the Fuck Is on Clayface because I never knew the difference between the two. The trailer looked awesome. I'm definitely going to see the Endgame re-release, even though I've never been to re-release movie before. Yeah, I don't. I think the only one I went to was the Star Wars one, but it was the first time I saw it, so it wasn't a re-release for me. It says that Daredevil most recent episode was crazy with Daniel's death. I thought they were setting him up to be the Rose, but I guess I was wrong. Karen was standing on business in this episode. She sure knows the cameras and the attention on her trial. Yeah, we're talking about with, Kirsten. She knows too. Hidden gem suggestion, The Rose, Fisk's son, and a Who the Fuck Is suggestion, Vision. We did like a how does Vision's powers and stuff work, but yeah, we could do a whole.
I thought we did a Vision, dude. Like
I think it was before we called it Who the Fuck Is, but there's definitely we were comparing the MCU Vision versus the comic Vision. OG Dirte says, congratulations on Only Comics 3-year anniversary. Mike and Adrian are some of the best with their content, in my opinion. Well, I agree with you, OG. And I really enjoyed this journey. It's been awesome. Looking forward to Monday for another banger. We appreciate that. The Captain Canada says, Ayob, another year, another banger. 3 years, congrats. The Daredevil episodes were great. Jessica Jones kicking ass in that Fisk Daredevil fight. Lady Muse is starting to form. Yes, she fucking is. And then he goes on to say, Black Panther's always a great watch. Let's see, we got, and I'm going to only read a couple more because we had a nice 10-minute video from y'all. Doodly Bop said, Doodly Bop. I think R. Kelly is one. It's a little tricky in separating the art from the artist because a large portion of his art is sexual in nature, which connects directly to the thing that made him a disgusting individual. I agree. Yeah. I think it is why it's more challenging with him.
Right.
I pretty much never hear his music anywhere anymore. Versus a Bill Cosby where Cliff Huxtable is a completely different character. I agree with that. Like,
sure.
The Cosby Show's a little bit before my time, but you grew up watching Cosby Show?
Yes.
Yeah. So like you can watch, if you're watching a rerun, you're not gonna be like, I don't want to watch it because it's Bill Cosby. Like you can separate that it's this Cliff Huxtable character, or does it bother you?
Doesn't bother me at all.
No. Yeah. But I think that makes sense because he's not like he was like if it was a show about him putting women to sleep and raping them, it'd probably be a weird watch, right? Like, this motherfucker's really doing that shit.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So, like, dude, I was listening to some fucking P. Diddy the other day, bro. I'm like, well, I was like, why are you listening? I'm like, because I like the song.
Exactly.
And you know what? Speaking of prison, he's doing his time, right?
Right.
Went to court. He got a sentence. He's doing his time. That's his punishment. That's what the judicial system decided was his punishment. And Whether I agree with it, not whatever, that don't fucking matter. That's what he got.
Right.
Doesn't mean I have to delete all his fucking music, So
I mean, it's not like you played a sport all your life, became very successful at it, and then murdered somebody, and then got off, and then wrote a book about what would happen if I actually did this shit. I mean, you can't really separate all of that.
I see what you're saying. OJ. I mean, okay, yes. Eat Beef Yummy says Adrian's beard is majestic. Well, I think Adrian appreciates that, So anyways, well, those are, and again, if you wrote it, I read it, but I'm not going to read them all today because I wanted to give you guys some shout out on the podcast. So appreciate all those videos. So Adrian, the motherfucking hidden gem of the week. Who is our hidden gem this week?
So last week, I forget what we was talking about, but we came across a character that I kind of grew up with and I recognized him. And I'm like, that's next week. So, So this week's hidden gem is called. So I knew him as the Champion, right?
Okay.
But the full title is the Champion of the Universe, and I knew him with. So he's like a giant ponytail, big, tall, robust guy. But basically, this guy's a bruiser, right? So he's kind of like he's a MMA fighter of the universe, right? So what he does is he goes around planet to planet. And he finds the person who is going to give him the best fight, and he fights that person. Now, the canon version of him was that when he comes in, and he would challenge and fight the champion of that planet, and if that champion lost, he would destroy the planet. But that's not him.
Okay.
Right? He literally is just looking for a fight. So this guy, his name is Thok, Thokk or some shit like that. He's actually an elder of the universe.
Okay.
So he's old, like thousands and thousands of fucking years old.
This is DC or Marvel?
Marvel. And his thing is, so the elders, the elders of the universe, they were becoming obsolete. Well, in order for them to become relevant, right? Like a Snyder kind of a deal, they had to do something in order to make themselves relevant. So his thing was that he was going to focus on peak body, right? Peak performance, peak combat, and he was going to go planet to planet to planet, finding people that he could fight. And that's how he became relevant and basically stayed alive. Now, so he does this shit. So he's fought on our planet, he's fought the Thing, he's fought Hulk, he's fought She-Hulk. Now, interestingly enough, right? So I remember, and the reason that when I saw him last week, I'm like, I'm gonna do a hidden gem on him because I remember in the comics that he fought the Thing. He beat Thing's ass. Things are all fucking bruised all up, all this other kind of shit. But in the end, because Thing is a street brawler, right? So he could have just broke him. He could have he could have killed the Thing.
Yeah.
But he respected him, and he just kind of left him. He didn't like disrespect him. He respected him enough to just, okay, I'm just gonna walk away, and we're not gonna call it a draw because he didn't win, but he could have just really decimated the Thing, but he respected him too much. Now, interestingly enough, guess who actually beat him? You would never guess this. So for time, I'm it's too many people in the Marvel universe, right?
Wanda.
No,
damn it.
She-Hulk, actually.
Okay.
So even though he's thousands of years old, even though he's fought countless of adversaries, right? She-Hulk, which is actually underpowered, right? Compared to him, so out of fighting all these people, he's just a brute. He just wants to fight. There's no strategy in his fight. As he fights, he just digs in, and it's all about brute force for him. So, but She-Hulk, she was able to outsmart him basically. So, so She-Hulk's power is just below the Hulk's.
Yeah.
Right. So she's not as powerful as the Hulk. Now, if he were to fight the Hulk would decimate him because, so his powers is that he can fight for days and weeks and all. He never gets tired because his power comes from the power primordial, which is the leftover power from the Big Bang.
Okay.
Right. So he can go on and on and on like Steve Rogers. I can do this all day. Well, he can do this shit for fucking ever. But the Hulk, the matter of obviously the matter he gets, the stronger he gets. So at the end, the Hulk would defeat him, but She-Hulk out strategized him, which actually is the only reason that from the people that he's fought on Earth, she's the one that actually can claim a victory as far as beating him. So when I thought about him, I also thought about, because we were talking about the Invincible. Well, there's another character that's similar to him, Battle Beast, which we talked about, right? Now, Battle Beast, he doesn't have he likes to fight, but the Battle Beast likes to fight to like the very end. The champion, he wants to fight just to beat you. Battle Beast, he likes that death. He wants to die in battle because that's his thing. That's the ultimate ring for him, you know. Now the Battle Beast isn't as strong as the champion, but the Battle Beast can go up against Omni-Man. He's probably at the same level as Omni-Man when it comes to strength, which is tens of thousands of tons and shit. When you're talking about bench press and shit. Probably a little subpar to Thrag, which has been designed as the champion for the Viltrumites. So I'm thinking about Battle Beast. Like, what if they actually met on the street corner, right? They just showed up. You got the champion and you got Battle Beast. Well, in the beginning, because Battle Beast is so savage, right? Probably round one, Battle Beast would take him on a little bit, give him some shit. But then toward the middle of it, the champion, he would kind of like get his bearing, and then at the end, he'd probably just take out Battle Beast. But I think those two are essentially the same characters. A Battle Beast from Invincible and the champion from Marvel. They just love to go around fighting. They have two different ideas about what the fight means and how it will end. Champion, he will fight to either you yield or he's going to kill you, right? Battle Beast, he's like, either I'm going to kill you or you can't kill me as long as it's a good death kind of a deal. So anyway, I just thought this was an interesting character. Champion. To me, he's a true hidden gem because it's just so many characters you follow or you see as the years pass by. And there's a lot of characters that I actually want to do a hidden gem on, but they're dead. Right.
Yeah.
So, but this cat, I just thought it was interesting in the fact that I just wanted to parallel him to Battle Beast, which we had already talked about in the Viltrumites, and the fact that even with all his powers and the thousands of years he's been alive, you get your ass beat by She-Hulk. It's kind of interesting,
right?
But so anyway, the champion, if you guys get a chance, check him out. He's not in a lot of stuff, but I think he's one of those characters that. And you probably won't ever see him in live action, or you might not even see him in comics anymore, but he's around, he exists. I think he's a cool character at the same level that I think Gladiator, the Shire Empire Gladiator.
Yeah.
I think he's to me, those two are kind of on par.
They kind of look alike.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but anyway, Champion, if you haven't had a chance to check him out, he's a pretty cool character. I think he can pop up in some place, or maybe not, but that's the whole point of the hidden gem, right?
Right. Damn. She-Hulk got him, huh?
Yeah.
She-Hulk.
Yeah, it's almost like the Squirrel Girl beat Galactus.
Yeah,
right.
And Thanos, right? Yeah, shit, dude. So if She-Hulk teams up with Squirrel Girl,
it's gonna be some shit,
dude.
right?
It's a fucking rap. Yeah, Sony, they're trying to make that movie right now.
Yeah, they've definitely fucked that up.
Well, another fucking 5-star hidden gem, Adrian, and we're gonna wrap up with some agree to disagree, as we like to say here. The sun is getting low, big guy. You got the Hulk shirt on just for the 3-year anniversary. Look at that.
Yep.
So, all right, I got a handful of my opinions. I'm gonna throw them at Adrian, and he's going to agree with all of them because that's what I asked him to do here. No. It's not going to happen. But anyways, all right, you ready?
Let's do it.
Number 1, Rebecca Romijn's Mystique was leaps and bounds better than the Jennifer Lawrence version.
It doesn't even require saying, but agree.
Even though Mother's Day is coming up, Adrian, Mystique should not get a Mother's Day gift.
I like that. Agree.
I mean, she threw the baby in the, the whole don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. She threw the baby into the waterfall. There's no fucking saying there. It just happened.
Yeah, but is she even considered the mother?
I mean, and then she's the adopted mother of Rogue, and we see how that turned out. So, speaking of Spider-Man this week, Tom Holland is the best Peter Parker Spider-Man combo.
I agree.
He does both better.
Yeah.
Taylor Kitsch was a better Gambit than Channing Tatum.
Agree.
And She-Hulk, you talked about She-Hulk. She was the only one to beat the champion, or the first one to beat the champion.
The only Earthling.
Yeah. She-Hulk was better than Secret Invasion.
Yeah, that's not saying, but I mean, both were bad. But
which one was better though?
I think She-Hulk was. It was a little bit more entertaining. Okay. Yeah,
we did agree across the board.
I don't agree that She-Hulk was better than Eternals from a movie perspective. I just think that Eternals was so disappointing that by default it was less than She-Hulk.
Okay, but She-Hulk was better than Secret Invasion though.
Yes.
If you had to watch one of these shows, I guess that's the bar. If you had to rewatch these, right? Pick one of these shows. Is it She-Hulk or is it Secret Invasion?
She-Hulk.
Yeah, same. At least there'll be some humor in it, right?
Yeah.
Secret Invasion is nothing funny about it.
And it's always cool to see Matt come in and smash and then walk out.
Yeah, of course, dude. So, anyways, well, that is Agree to Disagree. That is our third birthday here on Only Comics. So, like I said, Only Comics is learning to wipe its ass right now. We're figuring that out. We're peeing into Cheerios. We can say full sentences now. Yeah, we can walk around the house. We can run. We can jump. We can do all of those things. So. But we do appreciate all of you guys that watch, that comment, that talk shit, that don't, that agree, that don't, whatever the fuck. We appreciate all the support over the first 3 years. And it doesn't feel like it, dude. It literally feels like just yesterday we were coming here and,
Oh, I don't know about yesterday, but it does not feel like it.
No. So, well, thank you, Adrian. Happy third birthday, Only Comics. And happy third birthday to all of the Only Comics crew. And if you want more of us, you can get more. We got other stuff. We're going to fucking switch these hats out for the ones that are insulated with tinfoil and talk about some conspiracies. So you can join the membership. And if you don't, then fucking don't, whatever. So anyways, Adrian, thanks.
Yep.
Guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.